I'm Rizlar.
I'm Frosty.
As nobody's really engaged quite yet.
Yep. Oh, there we have a bit of. Oh, was that a triple stun for the Mystic?
And welcome back to the Value Pack. And welcome everybody to another episode of the Value Pack, sponsored by fucking god. It's I has issues, my PP itches, Lord Carrot, Failstack System. You know, every time I'm really excited to read our lovely sponsors' names, and then I look over on my other monitor and I see my PP itches, and I die a little bit inside.
Top of the list.
I die a little bit inside every single time. Our guest
He really
today
doesn't mean that. He loves saying that name.
Our guest today, he's a very influential member and a very long-term member of the community. Former Zerker turned Archer, now back to Zerker or something? I don't know what's going on with that. It's Brizz. Thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Hello. I'm not 100%
going
back to Zerker, just for the record.
Not 100%. So why don't you tell people who maybe don't know who you are or what you do, kind of when you started playing the game, when you started like streaming and all that stuff.
Oh, jeez. I've been streaming probably embarrassingly longer than BDO's been out, probably since ESO days, which is like, God, 6 years now. But not seriously, really. It's just to hang out with the boys that like to come visit me and hang out in the stream. Not that I wouldn't want to be popular, but but I play.
Ever goals are, out of reach,
Oof.
That's a sore subject.
Dude, don't listen to him. He's just a Maywall, man.
Yeah, I know. My life.
He's a archer subclass though, because he does have that bow.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
That is true.
So were you playing BDO from launch, or what? When did you start playing?
I've started at launch, and I started with Zerker, and I've quit multiple times. I've quit like 3 times for maybe 3 or 4 months at a time, which honestly I feel like everybody should do that because it brings you back to the game, and it's refreshing to come back to the game after taking a break. I don't know who can play BDO straight through. This kind of weirdos do that, but I haven't been able.
Frosty.
No, I do take breaks. They're called rerolls.
Yeah, rerolls. I was gonna say in the form of rerolls. I'm right there with you.
Real quick. I did take like a 3-week sabbatical where I played only Anthem. Okay.
That is true. That is very true. You didn't do that.
If you ever need a reminder on how good BDO is, just play Anthem for a couple of weeks. All right.
Dude, Anthem 2.0 is gonna bring it back. What are you talking about?
Every time I take a break, I'm kind of a weirdo. I play Ark. I don't know if anybody knows what Ark is. It's a pretty big dinosaur game.
Survival game, right?
Yeah, I have a tribe that plays over there that takes me in under their wing every time, and it's a lot of fun.
So out of curiosity, as someone else who also swapped from Zerker to Archer, has done it twice now. I went to Archer, I went back to Zerker, and now I'm back on Archer again. What made you make that change? Were you just upset with the state of Zerker? Did you just like Archer that much that you were like, oh fuck yeah? Like, what happened there?
I think they're just, I don't know. I think they're just polar opposites, right? So it's kind of get what you want out of, like you go an E-buff, right? And you're like, oh man, range damage, so much fun. And then Archer's pretty much that all the time. But then you're playing Archer and you're like, oh god, this is so squishy. Let's go back to Zerker. Just polar opposite.
For sure. Like that's like when people ask me why I re-rolled from Zerker to Archer, it's like, dude, Zerker in large scale is not fun outside of the like 30 seconds that you have Q buff, and Archer is just that, but all the time. So it's like, I don't know. It's just
you get tickled in the wrong way and you're dead.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I mean, I don't mind 1v1s on Archer, but if I like got to choose, if I was like 1v1ing for my life or just 1v1ing for pure like entertainment, I would definitely pick Zerker. But for large scale especially, It's like, why would you not just play Archer? It's just Zerker, but better.
Do you think this is
Well,
a hard one? Do you
the-
think I should try to play both?
No.
Like, get
Yeah.
two sets of weapons and shit?
I think eventually I would just be like, oh, I'm gonna stick to Zerker and sell these,
Yeah, exactly.
20.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
sure if Frosty did that tactic a while ago, he'd save himself a lot of money.
Dude, do you know how hard it is to get 2 sets of pen weapons? Come on, man.
It's very
It's true.
hard.
Didn't you one tap at least one of your pin weapons?
Me?
Yeah, or was it
No.
an armor? You one tapped a pin. I know you did.
I one-tapped Begs.
Yeah, that's what it was. Must be nice, dude.
Well, when you go for pen on that many items, I've one-tapped once and 25 plus tapped 7 times, so... is what it is. I have this is an odd question, but if Prime Brizz on his Zerker were to 1v1 Prime Brizz on his Archer, who wins that?
Oh, Zerker 100%.
Why is that?
Because Zerker's actually a really hard matchup for archers, especially if the Zerker knows how to get behind and exploit an archer's defenses. A lot of archers' movement is frontal guard, and you have to kind of know, like, if from someone on the outside looking in, it just looks like they're flipping around protected all the time. You don't know what's super armor, you don't know what's frontal, but a lot of it is frontal, especially the Slade. And once you know the kit, it's fairly easy to counter archer. And it's night and day when you're playing as an archer and you play other classes that know your kit or they don't. It's night and day. It's obvious.
Also, when you're a Zerker fighting an archer, you just kind of get a free win when they try and CC you with Meteor, because you just grab them.
Yeah,
true.
Meteor's
I
a really
don't-
strong skill for against non-grab classes.
Yeah, Meteor is really powerful, except for against Zerker, who has a bunch of protected grapples.
Yeah, the protected part, nah, shit is the key there. That I don't know, that shit's hard for me to grab. I have a hard time grabbing that.
Yeah,
shit.
because you'll get CC'd by the Meteor before you can get the grab off 9 times out of 10, most likely.
That's true.
But
can
whenever
catch up
you
in.
have Rock Smash and Smackdown and even Corpse Storm, even though you're probably not going to try and use Corpse Storm, but you could theoretically, it's usually pretty easy. They're like, oh, I can Meteor here to get over and behind them, and then you're just like, yeah, just grab them out of here. All right, that's done.
All right, so same.
If you can bait out the iframe of archer, which is the roll, right? Tactical. If you see
Yeah.
the roll, you have 9 seconds of nothing but super armor and frontals. It's just
What
two
is
to grab.
you're a better archer than me. What is up with this iframe? Like, sometimes I swear to God it's only iframe for like one fucking frame in the middle of it. Is that just desync or is it actually kind of like fucky?
I don't know, man. It sounds like you need exit lag or something.
Yeah, that's Reslar ping.
Speaking of which, let's get into our promo.
Same question with the Prime Zerker, Prime Archer. Who gets a higher KD for you in Node War when they're both in their prime?
Okay, that's the thing, right? I started getting gear and started getting serious in the Zerker, and that's when I re-rolled. I've never experienced uber geared Zerker before, ever. And that's kind of the draw now. Like, I want to gear them up and experience what it's like to be, Kai level art like Zerker.
Right.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'd say Archer, but I've never been able to perform at that level on a Zerker. I've never had the gear for it. I started fragging really hard when I was, towards the end of the Zerker reign.
I don't know if you'll be able to experience Kai level Zerker because everyone else is also Kai level gear these days.
True. Yeah. I mean, we'll see, right? I'm not even able to re-roll until this first season is over anyways.
All right.
Wait, is Kai still
So
playing?
I'm kind of
I thought he was banned.
That's harsh.
talking more like Kai in his prime.
That's harsh.
Actually,
Well, I mean, the way
Alright.
you guys kind of said it, I was kind of getting the vibe that he was still around,
I heard he's playing again on a
Choice
different account.
level. Let's switch it to choice level Zerker then.
Gotcha.
Makes more
Yeah.
sense to the Zoomers in chat.
His
I
choice-
mean, he's listed as a guild recruitment contact on their guild page, so I'm guessing he's playing again.
Is choice not banned?
He did get banned, but he may have just started a new account or something.
I said choice.
Wait, choice or Kai?
Choice?
Wait,
What?
no, choice. No. Kai.
Jesus.
No,
Kai.
Choice, I love you.
All right, who was back when you were Zerker and cared about Zerker and kind of saw other Zerkers? Who was the best Zerker in your opinion?
Oh, this one. I mean, obviously, Ozamir, dude. I mean,
Yes, dude. Yes, thank you.
More, but Ozzy was insane. I don't know what kind of ping that man had, but I was on Zerk at the time too. Like I could never ever grab that man first ever. You'd get me every time.
Yeah, Oz was really good. I remember.
Dude,
fighting
these
him.
these kids these days, they don't know how insane that man was.
Jojo was also very good. But he had a lot of gear, so it's kind of a hard one to tell.
Yeah. What about Archer?
Archer, you have General Morse is very good. There's really not that many big Archer names.
No,
I don't
there
think they
isn't.
really.
No.
I think you can say General Morse, and that's like I can't even think of any.
Long
top
shot
of
is
my head.
pretty decent.
Monty.
Used to be Monty, but he
Monty.
re-rolled. I think he's a wizard now. So
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
is
Monty,
he really?
yeah.
Yeah, I think Monty re-rolled, but yeah, he's still good on Archer. And
Also,
those,
wait, is-
those three are basically it.
Monty was the
Is
closest
Long-
for me, dude. Monty was so goddamn good at Archer.
Wait,
too.
wait. Nyashi, the long shot kid. Is
Yeah.
his name like the long shot or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I ran into that idiot in VA the other day, and
Uh-oh.
this fucking hilarious shit happened. So he walks up to Rhythm. Frosty, you know Rhythm.
Mhm.
Rhythm is a Chonation witch with like 240 DP. He walks up to Rhythm, walks up behind him, full blooms him, uproots into Luthergans, and basically like one-shots him. And then he goes, "Wow, you're squishy." And I'm like, dude, you just used like the highest DPS combo in the game on his back.
Good.
Like that's gonna kill anybody. So as a meme, I was like, Rhythm, watch this shit. So he's sitting there typing, and then I walk up behind Longshot. I do the exact same thing. I walk up behind him, full bloom, uproot into Luthergans. I type, "Wow, you're squishy." He goes, "LOL, SA trade me. Do spear into Radiant and see how much damage you do." And I was like, okay, I'll take the bait. Why? And he says, "Because you're basing damage off of back attacks and using full bloom. Not really a good basis to measure tankiness." I was like, oh my god, it's almost self-aware. like, dude, you can't be serious. That shit fucking killed me, bro. I was like, he literally is explaining why his own statement was just like really stupid and irrelevant, but he doesn't even realize it.
Make a video and then you clip it together of him talking trash on himself.
Also,
I took pictures. I have all the screenshots of the chat, but yeah.
for clarity, you said Rhythm has 240 DPI. You meant 340.
340.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, 340.
Because he would be pretty squishy at 340.
He
Yeah.
would be pretty squishy at 240, yeah. No, I meant 340.
Are you glad that they didn't go through with the shift E nerf, the full bloom? There's something like
Mhm.
40% that were going to nerf it, and they pulled back on that.
Yeah,
I
that,
mean,
that
I
was in the
wouldn't-
first global lab, like the big changes. Shifty was.
Yeah,
getting,
the one that
That's
they
still
decided
coming?
against.
I wouldn't mind to see a full bloom nerf if they made some changes elsewhere to compensate.
Did you also
'cause that
see
is
that
our
they
highest
nerfed-
DPS ability.
They also nerfed our R&B same time by 40% too.
Yeah, see,
Which I
that's
honestly
kind of
I don't mind either of
stupid.
those.
Like the main use of that ability, I mean, I don't know. Like,
When
is
people
that
aren't paying
ability
attention
really
to you.
such a problem? I feel like the only time I'm really using that ability is if I'm just fucking around in large scale or killing forts.
R&B?
Yeah.
I think people. Well, I don't know about the damage, but don't people just have an issue with that because it's a CC?
No CC tied to it. It's just damage.
Oh, which one's the auto attack everyone complains about?
Wing strike.
Yeah, you
that
know
one
what I
has-
have an issue with? Fucking Archer's add-on where they can CC you through frontal guard.
That's everyone though.
shit
That's
Wait, the freeze?
every class. Yeah, the freeze, dude. All of those need to be removed. Like that
Nobody
should
uses
not
that.
be a thing, dude.
Nobody
Everyone uses that.
seriously.
No. They
Really?
do. Well, like in like AOA or like 1v1 and tournament stuff like that, they do because
Storks.
it CCs
And
through frontal guard and
Archer.
SA. It's like
Really?
a mob. Yeah, it's the same thing with
I
Bloody
didn't even know that.
Bloody Calamity has the same thing where it's like a stun on hit, and even if you're an SA or FG, if it procs, you get stunned. There's another one. Fuck. What class is it? Someone has a knockback also. Oh, Guardian has one too. That's a knockback that hits you through CC.
Well, it's a bound, I thought.
Is it a bound? Or maybe
Yeah,
it's a
it's a bound.
knockdown. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Is it
it's a
bound?
bound.
Yeah, that shit's bad.
It's their leap where they turn towards you. That's one of their.
Right. Yeah, so any of those skills that have a % chance to proc whatever CC on hit, that's a skill add-on, just ignore your protection. It's so dumb.
Fucking dumb.
Yeah, I was watching the before they nerfed the Bloody Calamity one a little bit, like a while back, but it still works the same way. But I was watching
I'll have to play with them.
Like a Korean tournament, and it was like that Show Me the Control tournament. I swear to God, every 2 Sork fights, the person got CC'd by Bloody Calamity, and I'm just like, dude, that would tilt me so fucking much.
Boy, does it go through iframe as well?
No, because you don't get hit by it, so it can't proc.
Yeah, it only happens with
because iframes aren't strong enough.
Guards.
Yeah, nerf iframes. Am I right?
Yeah, I agree. Mine don't work anyways.
Make them super armor. It's basically the same thing.
You say that, Nyashi, but I lost a kill on RBF the other day because of a chase iframe that was just coincidentally perfectly timed, and I was like, there it is, Nyashi. There's the proof that it works. He just lived because of that iframe.
The fact that you are using that as a reason why you lost the fight is just you already lost the fight.
I didn't lose the fight. He ran away like a true Meiwa.
Nope, that means you lost.
That is a loss. That's how they look at it. They're like, hey, by the way, if you get away, they lose. That's a win.
It is a win.
Meiwa's win condition in any fight is they survived.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, is that why Guardian wins so much? Everybody just runs away from them, right?
No, Guardian just fucking kills anyone that's not paying attention in RBF.
So you're considering moving back to Zerker full time, right? And this is based on you've been playing it. You're excited to play it. Is it like PvE more fun? Is it more fun than Archer right now, or you just miss it? Or what?
Yeah, okay. So grinding, I'm such a weirdo. Grinding is what brought me back to the game. Like almost every time, I enjoy grinding.
Thank you, Rezdar. I fucking told you. Some people actually enjoy it.
I really do. If I do it for 10 hours a day for 3 weeks, I'm gonna burn out just like everyone else. But I really enjoy the Dynasty Warriors type combat this game has to offer. So just grinding on Zerker has made me really want to go back to it. I asked my stream yesterday, and they were like, "Well, it sounds like you're smiling when you're talking when you're on your Zerker," and I'm like, "That's true." And I always tell them, play what you enjoy. That's the shtick.
It really makes
it's actually true. I mean, the thing is you're gonna, as much as like people want to just pick a class for balance, like you're gonna be grinding 95% of your time. So pick whatever is actually like relatively fun or easy to grind on. Otherwise, you're gonna be miserable.
Yep.
I had a bit of a weird roadblock with why I didn't grind Zerker, and it has to do with the fact that I had my spacebar on a joystick. Essentially, I play with a gamepad on my left hand that has a joystick where the thumb is. And Zerker has so much spacebar that I not only wore off the rubber part of the joystick off of it to where the hard plastic was underneath, but I would get blisters playing Zerker on my thumb. And I thought that my muscle memory is so ingrained, I played it for so long that I wouldn't be able to rekeybind it. So it was painful to play Zerker, literally. But coming back to season, I just rebound it, and then I got used to it in a day. So I was kind of mad at myself that I didn't do that sooner.
Wait, did you say you've been playing BDO on an N64 controller?
Exactly.
Oh god.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, boys. I don't know how that man did that so long.
I also love the fact that you actually fucking broke essentially the space bar on your thing from playing Zerker for so long. So you moved to Archer, where you still have to press space every 6 seconds for Meteor Dive.
True. I think I played Zerker also kind of weird. I ground lift like a lot more than I see other Zerkers ground lift,
Yeah.
which is space.
Do you use spacebar to do general disarray, or do you have that hotkeyed?
Yep. No, I'm an old school man. I always did it. I
You
still
should
use
hotkey it.
shift and space for the lava piercer as well. I tried it on
Yeah.
hotbar now that you can, and you can't cancel it, and it's slower. So I'm like, why even doing?
You actually should put general disarray on a hotkey though, because I don't think there's any downside
I
to
feel-
it. I don't think there's any downside to it, and also you're able to cast it just from standing, which is incredibly useful.
I can still do it pretty quick if I do like one blasting beforehand.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think we should use this time to let the pity party begin. So Brizz, what's wrong with Zerker? Like what are some of the issues with Zerker that need to get fixed or are broken in your opinion? Like balance wise or mechanical wise or whatever.
I don't know why this class, more than other classes, is so affected by attack speed slows and movement slows, but it's the kryptonite for Zerker. If you get slowed at all, it's like you're swimming through molasses. It's terrible. It completely counters everything you're trying to do on this class, and I think that's the main weakness of this class. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like slows are really terrible.
I agree.
And then it's just mainly having a really heavy super armor kit rather than like not enough frontal guards. Like they could use a few more frontal guards for
you
damage.
guys as Zerkers take way too much damage sometimes.
Yeah, you basically have to take the slow. Like that's the thing with super armor that makes it difficult compared to frontal guard. People underappreciate frontal guard. There's actually a lot of people that don't even look at frontal guard as protection because like, well, you just go to the side and CC him. But it's like, dude, just being able to negate the damage and the slow is so huge sometimes.
Well, frontal guards do provide outplay potential, but yeah, it's the frontal guards really can make a difference on blocking important debuffs like Gravedigger, for example, or Ground Smash. Well,
I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense because it's a trade-off, right? Super armor is more safe in terms of you're not going to get CC'd, but you are taking damage, you are getting slowed, whether that be attack speed, movement speed, whatever, or you can get debuffs on you, like an evasion debuff or something like that. Whereas frontal guard, you don't have to deal with any of that unless they get behind you. So it's more of a, like, it's riskier but safer as long as you are able to use it properly. So it's kind of like the trade-off of the two. And then you have iframe, which is just broken as fuck, and it does everything because why not?
So where would a frontal guard fit on the kit? Like if you
I've
could
said
put
this
it
for years.
Okay.
Titan Blow and Ancient Wave. Remove the CC components on both of those. Remove the stiffness from Titan Blow, and remove the float from Ancient Wave, and just give them frontal. Those two abilities alone would really help out because you could just Lava Piercer in, and then do your Titan Blow. Actually, Titan Blow is really hard to have any place in PvP because it's just completely unprotected.
Yeah.
But it's a good skill. Unfortunate.
And
it's too slow to like do it in any kind of combo either, as well.
What did it have before the CC changes? Was it frontal guard?
I still had nothing, I think. When you're charging it up, it has frontal guard.
Right.
And same with on release.
Yeah. I mean, they did that for Meiwa. That, like, when they did that for Meiwa, I started like, oh shit, maybe there's hope for some of these other classes. Because I think Mystic suffers from the same thing on Wave Orb, where it's like, this is like their Node War nuke skill that they can't use because there's no protection on the actual hit. So it just gets canceled and they get CC'd. On these like charge up frontal guard and then no protection on release skills. Almost always, not always, but almost always, it's like whenever I ask people about it on Mystic, on like Meiwa before that happened, Zerker, it's like everyone would rather just have protection for the whole thing and lose the CC.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it for Slugfest too, if you wanted to. Wouldn't be terrible.
What do you think about they recently gave Valkyrie Shield Dash. It had super armor, I believe, right? And then they
No,
added
it was frontal guard. It was frontal guard.
Frontal guard. Sorry, it was frontal guard, and then they gave it super armor as well, right? Isn't that what they did? So now it is both frontal guard and super armor. What if they did something like that for like lava piercer?
Ooh, that'd be pretty good. I mean, they're going in the direction of buffing Zerker, aren't they?
I actually think that would be okay. I mean, depending on what else is coming, but just isolated, that actually would be. I think that would be a good thing, honestly.
I think it would too. Honestly, that's why whenever it happened to Valkyrie, I was like, so is there any possibility of this happening to other classes? Because that's a really useful like change. And even all the Valkyries were like, that is a really fucking huge change for us. It's like, yeah, they're not the only ones who could use like a buff to their movement, in all honesty.
I'm not sure if slows affect other iframe classes the same, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Are there any other iframes that are like they travel a shorter distance if you have a slow on you? Anything like that?
Chase iframe gets extended if it has a slow on it.
Like distance wise.
I don't know about distance. I haven't really actually tried to pay attention to distance per se, but I suspect it probably does.
I've cycled
because
through
the
all
animation.
Everyone knows what I'm talking about here. Because
don't
if
think
you try
so.
to reverse rocket jump when you have a slow on you, you travel 2 feet. It goes from traveling a big distance to traveling 2 feet away. Like it's useless.
Yeah,
But somehow
the issue of the iframe doesn't exist.
Is that happening because of the slow or because you're being hit as it's happening?
Yeah, you got to remember that there is that animation.
No, it's not. It's not hit lock. No,
it's not like
it's
the
literally
predatory
just
hunting.
No, it's not the same thing. It's literally just when you are slowed for whatever reason, fucking Giant Leap does not go like anywhere near the full, not even half distance. Do you remember in Hex? You remember when I made the Hex memes video, Frosty?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, I put it in that video where I came into Discord and was like, "What do you think about Zerker movement, Frosty?" And you were like, "Overall, I think it's fine." And then I slapped that clip on there where I jumped into a group of people. And I had gotten slowed, and then I did the rocket jump that I tried to use was just like the tiniest hop. That was because I had gotten hit with a slow. That like tiny little hop that
you just died right at the start of that.
So you did a Pepega movement. Then.
You gonna make me go dig this video up right now, Frosty?
You lived?
I didn't live, but I would have lived if I went the full fucking distance of Giant Leap. I died because it only went 2 feet.
If they fix that, it would be so much better. It'd be so much better.
Yeah. Giant Leap they need to work on Giant Leap. The iframe doesn't work. The fact that it goes 2 feet when you're slowed is ridiculous. I don't think there's another ability like that in the game.
Is it possible that's just been a bug this entire time and nobody's reported it?
I don't think it's a bug. I feel like they just when they made the ability, they were like iframe in the air. What does that mean? Well, let's just put it at like the apex of the fucking jump. And they'd never thought to like change that when like CC changes happened, and now like everything is a lot more. Everybody is more geared. Everything's a lot more unprotected. Like super armors and iframes have to be used much more like smart than they did before. And I just don't think they ever went back and like changed it, because I'm willing to bet that it is iframe for like not even a fucking second, but somewhere in there is probably an iframe at like the apex of the fucking jump.
Yeah.
Do you have that issue, Brizz? Like, you feel like it's not an iframe at all?
No, I don't. I mean,
yeah,
everybody.
I think it's exacerbated by Reslar's internet a little bit. I'm not saying it's not there, but
yeah.
I mean, Choice also talks about it all the time.
I know, but you also just said that the Archer.
I have enough experience at the moment for that.
You just said the Archer iframe is also not always an iframe too, and that one is definitely an iframe.
Oh, I'm going to give you a little bit of a gem as well, Rez. Practice using Q with your tactical. And so you can use it as a weapon swap. If you're in crossbow with meteor dive or what have you and you're moving, you can always use tactical. Q plus D plus right click. That's what I tell all the people trying to play Archer PvP.
Q plus D plus right click? What?
Right click. At the same time, correct.
Q plus D plus right click. Oh, interesting.
So be in crossbow and then press that combo. You'll see that it weapon swaps you, and that's super important if you have to react to a wizard teleporting on top of you or whatever. So voltaics and stuff like that.
I have a question with Giant Sleep. Do you think it should work the way Phoenix Dive works on Guardian,
Absolutely.
where the moment you press it, you're in iframe?
Absolutely, that would fix the whole class.
Whoa!
Overnight.
I just got a pure Blackstone.
Oh,
Rats, which one?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it and not die.
If they do that, they're gonna have to make it to where you can't hold it, because like right now you can start the animation and put your cannon into the and hold it there with super armor. They'd have to make it to where I'd be completely fine with that, honestly.
Which
we're getting there, boys. We're gonna get Zerker buffed. I'm excited,
dude. It's the fucking AP one.
Oh shit!
No.
Oh yeah, because blooming doesn't do enough damage.
Yeah, dude. This guy's blooming. This guy's blooming and Red Moon are just gonna like.
I have never gotten an AP Blackstone before. I've never gotten a Blackstone before like this, a pure Blackstone. Wow.
I've only gotten the movement ones. Feels bad, man.
That's crazy. I'm excited,
man. You need a Node War like all week this week now.
Well, it only lasts for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
dude.
What the fuck? Dude, you know what's crazy is those ones that like Sammy got for the fucking Arsha leaderboard event. Like that shit's actually kind of crazy because you
what did he place?
I don't. They haven't given the final results, but I'm pretty sure he got first place for the whole thing.
Nice.
He was so far ahead of everybody in the first thing, and then he just played a little bit in the last 3 weeks, and then like people just gave up on it because, dude, that shit's actually awful. It's such a waste of time. It's like super time consuming. You make no money doing it, and the rewards, to be honest, are kind of meh. But the stones are kind of interesting because they last for 2 weeks, and you can pop them every 5 hours or 6 hours or something. So but they can only be used during Node War. But basically, he has the AP one and the DP one, so it's like. I think you get like 70 AP for 10 minutes, and then like 150.
Dude, my guild is toxic.
No, it doesn't consume. It's reusable for 2 full weeks, but it only lasts for 10 minutes. But it's like a pretty significant amount of AP and DP. So I think it's like 5 hours. So you basically can only use it once every Node War. But it's kind of an interesting idea.
That's cool.
Dude, poor Nayashe just trying to show off his rare drop, and then he's getting some guy flexing in his guild.
Someone else posted one as well.
You're in a guild with Carvist?
Yeah.
What guild are you? You're in Skirmish?
Yeah.
Dude. I couldn't pass
you left Shaky Bay?
I couldn't pass my trial, dude.
Wait, really?
Nah, I was just told I was a bad Kuno, so I decided not to trial, dude. Didn't want to get it put on blast. Dude.
Wow, who said that?
No one, dude. Don't worry about it. That is neither here nor there. So,
oh my
god. Dude, congrats. Holy shit. Wait, how did Carvis get all those stones? I'm gonna fucking kill Carvis next time I see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill his ass. I'm gonna drop guild and find out where he is and kill him. Fucking flexing 3 Blackstones, 1 of each on me. What kind of toxic shit is that?
Alright, so Giant Sleep full iframe but remove the charge would fix everything. What's the cooldown on Giant Sleep?
Oh, it's fairly short. I think it's like 7 seconds.
So
yeah, like 8 seconds.
10 seconds. 10.
What is the cooldown on Phoenix Dive? 14? Or 11? I can't remember. Anyone know off the top of their head the Guardian iframe?
I don't know. I think it's longer.
I'm wondering if it would have to be longer just because. Well, you know what's crazy too is like that's one of the things Tamer like they want to kill themselves because they lost their pole vault iframe, and like Guardian now has it. And it works exactly how Tamer used to use it as just like a oh shit button to get out of a bad situation, and now that it's SA, they just die.
Phoenix is 18. My chat says.
Oh, that would be too long. That would be too long on Zerka, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, the other thing to consider is just Guardian is kind of a lot more protected than Zerker, like outside of those 2 abilities.
I think there's actually a misconception in playstyle issue with Zerker, and the fact that it's not a frontline class.
Yeah.
And it can be like it can be an ulti bomb class if you have like choice level AP. But even then, you're pretty much ending your
Even
life
Choice
if you don't have
like
a V
says
or
he has a hard time doing that shit nowadays.
yeah. If you play like more like a Mayo Musa playstyle, I feel like it's more.
Yeah, you're more of a flexer nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
just took
issue is
away-
every other flex class fucking hard counters you.
Fair enough.
Dude, what is the role of Guardian, or I mean, Zerker then in Node War? Like, in your opinion, Brizz?
CC bot.
Q buff,
Skirmish.
Q buff bot for knockdowns is very good damage, and then outside of that, they're really good at peeling if they're in the right place at the right time. Like say you get a ninja in the back line that's killing all your squishies, you can get a grab off on them. You can really save some people's lives. Or if you get a wizard that's PA'd in the middle of your group, you can hold them over your head for a couple minutes until they're done being tanky. You know.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it's hard to find a role for Zerker just because we get slowed and blown up so easy.
Yeah, Zerker's kind of in a weird place, I think. Because
Dude,
it's not quite frontline. Not that even frontline is frontline in this like current state of the game, but
Sure.
it's not quite frontline, but it's like not quite like flanker either. So it's just kind of in a weird place.
I think we could fix it, boys. Let's just let's make some Reddit posts. Make some, we got some good ideas. Let's put it out
Just
there.
that would make
Slow
you 4 for 4,
not
right?
affect backwards are giant leap, and it's also an iframe throughout. Puck.
Have you considered
I wouldn't
trying?
go a long way.
Have you considered trying T1 Node Wars, where Zerker is considered like one of the two strongest classes?
Ooh, I haven't even thought about that. Maybe
Can
Merkin.
confirm.
I mean, I'm not
Can
leaving
confirm.
Yeah,
When I
everyone.
was in Clash, we did T1 Node Wars for like 2 weeks, and during those 2 weeks, I was absolutely destroying people. I cannot tell you why this was
What's
the
the reason?
case. I do
Well,
not know why.
so
I was shrekking people, dude.
there's a couple
Rezlar,
reasons. Because
what if it is accuracy, dude? What if it's accuracy?
no, part of it is your guys' HP pool is so big. So with the AP cap, it's really difficult for people to kill you guys.
They need to buff
Maybe,
the.
yeah, that's probably a part of it.
Yeah, and then like so a lot of Zerkers, like people
Are
like
you
the T1s. I've only heard this from people, but like now that Guardian has gotten so prominent, it's less of an issue because most people are Guardians because now they're like super tanky like Zerker, but also just destroy everyone from range.
Mhm.
I was actually just talking to someone I know, shot calls in T1 Guild, and he was saying that it's like as every week passes, like a larger and larger percentage of entire guilds are just Guardians in T1 Node Wars. And it's like becoming awful.
Weird. It's the PA effect, except it's, Guardians that can kill more people on
Well,
average.
that's another thing with tier ones, right? There's no PA. That's so enticing.
Yeah, that part's kind of cool.
We're about to start Node Warring next week, Frosty.
All right, dude. They need to make T2s like don't AP DP cap it, but just make T2s. PA doesn't work. Make that a castle thing. Only castles get PA, dude.
You guys do tier ones, hit me up. I'm serious. I'll come.
Yeah,
I'll come on my.
You can't
Zerker
merc into
though?
tier ones. Remember?
Oh, you can't.
What?
No, dude. Tier ones
Really?
don't allow mercs.
I thought they could. I thought
I'm
they could have
leaving,
one.
Can they have? I don't think. Can they have one? I thought they can't have any.
I thought
Sorry, Notorious. I'm out of here.
maybe. I don't know. I thought they could have one, but maybe not.
I don't know. Anyone in chat do T1 Node Wars? Can you have mercs? I thought you couldn't have mercs in T1s.
I don't recall.
I
that
thought
ever
it went
being a
like,
rule.
didn't it go like you could do like 1, 3, 5 or something like that for like the tiers? It was like tier ones you could have 1, tier 2s you could have like 3, tier 3s you could have 5.
Yeah, there was something like
Floppy
that.
does T1 Wars. He said that 0 mercs in T1s can't have mercs.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that true for easy, medium, and hard? 0, or can you have them in hard? I forget tier 1 has like the different difficulties.
That makes sense. I guess. I hate it when they don't let us bully people.
All T1s,
Yeah.
no mercs. Yeah, Choice actually drops
Gotta-
guild and joins the guild to merc.
Oh yeah, he
for
just
T1s.
joins the guild.
He doesn't actually like use the merc system. His choice is crazy like that. He doesn't care about payouts.
Hey.
Dude. It's like Steve Jobs. He only takes $1 for his salary.
He just doesn't. He just wants an excuse not to have to stun trap, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
He just wants his class. He just wants his class to feel relevant. That's all.
Dude. All right. What about Archer? Archer, is Archer balance good? Bad? Is it in a good spot?
I think with so we're probably going to get the KR changes from last week, right?
Yeah,
Which is
on
the
Wednesday.
class to class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I agree with most of them because for most classes they're doing a little bit more damage to Archer, which made no sense to me because they're already just like follower dead squishy. But we're going to be doing more damage to the big ones as Witch, Wizard, and Guardians by like 50.
That's really
and
good.
those were pretty hard counters for Archer. So get back to
And the Guardian one was huge, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 25% or some shit?
They were also doing like 15% more damage to us. So that one made no sense at all because we would have to, kite them for 10 minutes, not be able to damage them. And then the
thing that I saw that made no sense on that chart was I think it was like 15% damage less to Sorks. Hello?
Well, I don't know. Do you have trouble with Sorks? Because I
don't have troubles with Sork, but like if they get caught, then they should be dead. Why are we trying to make them tankier when they
will.
spam
Sorks can be some of the tankiest with high-end gear and evasion.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you catch a Sork, they should be dead, like, 100% of the time.
Yeah, with all their iframes and lacking, taking damage in that route, they should definitely die to anything.
I think it still becomes if either one gets CC'd, I think they kill each other. I think it stays that way. It's just that, like, right now, if you are hitting a Sork between their iframes, you burn their frontal guard almost instantaneously. It's a very hard matchup for any Sork you ask them. They hate archers with a passion.
Yeah, good.
Especially when we're pelting them to other people.
I feel like bad archers on a Sork is actually
dude. Even the nicest Sork in the world, Mac. Even he doesn't like archers. He's got animosity towards them, dude.
The only Sork I've ever legitimately fought in a straight 1v1, I found out after getting clapped for 10 minutes was like 301, 350 something. So I was like, I don't feel so bad about getting clapped now.
Yeah. I mean, they'll eat you alive if they catch you, but
yeah, he just kind of killed me standing up half the time.
I can tell you though that they do way more damage to other classes. They were doing a lot reduced damage to us as well, for some reason.
So. Sorks do a lot of damage to Zerker, and so does DK. Dude, DK hits Zerker so hard.
I haven't.
It's just because of the lack of iframes, though, right?
No. Wait, what? No. I mean, like if they catch a Zerker, like DK's combo does not even. They don't even need to do a full combo, dude. They just fucking melt Zerkers. I feel like maybe it's just all magic damage, just does a shitload of Zerkers, because Tamers hit them super hard too.
The only thing that bugs me about Archer is that, like, why did they not give them a succession? Like, why leave them out? I feel it's so unfair. I feel like Archer is unfair class that just gets ignored, backburnered. Like, it's the black sheep. They don't want to do anything with it. People hated it when it was just all Archers and RBF.
What would you do?
And they just don't.
Yeah, I think part of it was that. I mean, its pre-awakening is so much like its awakening, right? It's like the one class that kind of like doesn't have a totally different kit in the pre-awakening than its awakening.
I refuse to admit that there's no way you could make a succession.
You definitely could, but then it would be like, wouldn't it? You'd have to just make it different, right?
There's some archers that love meteor dive combos. They love to do that mid-range CC stuff, like General Morse does, right? He does a lot of mid-range stuff, and succession could be a combo of that, and it can also be tankier in PvE, which a lot of archers need, right? Because we are so squishy.
You want to know my tinfoil on this, if I can? I think that they had already been like really far into development in Archer whenever they came up with the idea of succession, and it was kind of too late to turn back to like make it be like a very like different experience to warrant having a succession. And I think that's why they ended up doing the whole, oh, Archer starts with his awakening. Because it doesn't really, like, the whole Archer starts with his awakening thing, I feel like doesn't really add or change anything about the class. It feels like the only reason it's there is so that they can say, oh, no, Archer doesn't get succession because it was supposed to have its awakening from the beginning.
See, I almost feel like the opposite. I feel like the whole class was designed around the awakening, and the pre-awakening is only there because that's just what they do, is put pre-awakenings in, and it's all like filler skills that kind of don't do anything. Not all, but you know, most. Like their pre-awaken kit is not very deep with like usable skills, I feel like.
Well, okay, so every succession has a couple of skills that come over from awakening, right? Like Zerker has devastation, right? And like there's some key skills that you could use in a succession on an archer that you need, like glissade, for instance, and tactical, which you need that iframe, right? So it can be done. I refuse to believe that it cannot be done. I think it's just laziness, and I think it comes down to the fact that I don't think they don't. It doesn't feel like they want to work on Archer.
So do you think Shy? Someone brought this up. Do you think Shy should have a succession?
Yeah. I think that they could make it to where if you can't buff and heal and be the support class, why not just let them do a little bit of boomerang damage? If they want to be a weirdo and be a succession Shy with an OP boomerang, go for it, dude. They might be able to hold down a grind.
Dude, a damage Shy.
I'd be down with that. That actually does sound cool.
I can't. I wouldn't be able to stand them dancing on my body after beating me.
Calling you out, PA. Get on it.
Stop being lazy, PA. Although I feel like if they're going to do succession on Archer, they should just, because the Archer doesn't really have a pre-awakened theme that is meaningful, right? Because originally they said, oh, succession is like, people loved these classes, so they should just go a whole new direction and go like two-handed crossbow, fucking high speed, crazy. Make it like a Demon Hunter in Diablo 3, dude.
Oh, I mean, there's really cool abilities. Like look at Arrow Explosion. It's just a really cool ability. I mean, it sucks with elevation and hills and stuff, but there's some really cool stuff that you could do with pre-awaken on Archer. But I think
the issue with the Archer pre-awakening though is that it almost, the majority of the skills seems almost like there's some sort of like martial art type thing going on. It's all the ones that the archers lock and never touch because they're useless. Where it's like you got like the side right click, you got all your kicks, like all of those types of things that are like extremely just like pointless. They don't do anything. They serve no purpose.
There's
really.
So much room. There's so much room to do some like with our Infinity Gauntlet, right? There's so much room to like play around with it and make some abilities cool. I don't know, a missed opportunity. And then as well, they have the they recently put on the global ad. They're changing around and they're trying to balance 100% and 200%. And I was like, oh, sweet. You know, Archer's 100% has been terrible from the start. Our 200% is terrible from the start. It almost does less damage than the regular version on Radiant Explosion, right? And then again, untouched, nothing. There's no patch note whatsoever for Archer. And I'm like, dude, do we exist as a class anymore? I can't even tell. Like, I'm done, dude. I
feel like a lot of classes end up going through that unless you're like the staples like Warrior, Sork, Ninja Kuno.
I think we're now
mostly Ninja, not Kuno.
I think we're now getting into the meat and potatoes of why Brizz is rolling back to Zerker. The Black Spirit patch in Global Labs was the last straw.
Yeah,
hell, even Zerker doesn't really get touched though, right?
Well,
they're looking at
rarely gets touched. They're kind of
aside from removing combos. Yeah, we pretty much don't get a lot of changes either. But fucking the BSRs on Archer, man. Like I know there's a lot of classes with bad BSRs, but Jesus Christ, these BSRs are so worthless. The only one that's even mildly useful is Zephyr Leap, and even that's only like mildly useful.
Okay, we're gonna disagree on this one, Rez. I'm sorry.
Really?
Oh snap!
Okay, so Shift E, 10%, best ability in the game for dismounting players, bar none.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
And
that was a recent development, though.
Really, really good iframe. If you practice it and you get good at it, it's a really good iframe to get out of like getting zerked. Everybody's on top of you. You disappear.
What, the Zephyr?
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this.
That one actually is good.
But the little float that it does afterward is a frontal guard. So make sure that you keep that up because it is a frontal.
Is it frontal?
And then yes, it is.
I feel like I've gotten CC'd from the front from that before, but maybe I'm wrong.
Like maybe the very end of it, like the release isn't protected, just like
oh, okay.
And Luther guns charging, but the animation before that is. So it's pretty decent. And then and then the last one, the Jizzy arrow, the what is it called? Righteous Smite. I call it Jizzy arrow. Sorry, it's kind of
Jizzy arrow.
That works, dude. That works.
You know, the thing that killed.
I was like, at first I was like, is that a translation issue?
It's a little bit slower, but it gives you super armor and it doesn't have damage split. So if you toss that into a ball or into a fort, that thing, if you have high AP, that thing can really, really hurt people. So
yeah, but the issue is.
The
issue is that costs 50%, and I would honestly think I would rather have 2 Zephyr Leaps than use that.
Yep. That's the problem. Is we have to use all of it defensively, right? Because we're so squish.
All right.
Because like I said, the Zephyr Leap is like fairly useful, but it's only like in certain situations that I think it's where the iframe is better than the frontal guard.
I'm just disappointed that Radiant Explosion could be a really good 100%. It has range to it, has pet damage just like Tamer. Like it could be Tamer level OP or strong, and it's just not. This does no damage for some reason. It feels like it's been bugged from the start, and they never bothered to fix it. That's what it feels like.
That's the one where the little like yellow wolves appear.
They come out.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
And I've done tests on stream, and it does less damage than its regular counterpart. It does less damage as an ultimate. Been bugged from the start, 100%.
Yeah, they should have given the 100% to full bloom so that I can one-shot choice.
There are definitely classes with BSRs that are way less useful than Archer.
Right, and I'm glad they're looking at it. But like, why aren't they looking at Archer, man? You're right. That was the final straw. Now that I'm talking about it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, I just mean the 10, 25, and 50 because I don't think they changed any of those in the global labs. There's only the 100% and the 200% that got touched. But I meant the 10, 25.
BSRs are really just, it feels like anyway to me, another Rabomb, where they're like, hey, that'd be cool, and then they added it, and then they're like, all right, that's done.
So, looking at we just talked about it now since we're already here. Looking at the BSRs, like I feel like the general theme of what they're doing is trying to remove the one-hit kill a group BSRs and like buffing up the completely unusable ones. Although even though Archer did get ignored in that situation, and so did DK, but like Maywa's Pre-Awakening and Prime BSRs got buffed in damage. Valkyrie Judgment of Light was removed, or damage was reduced by a little bit.
You remember how Zerker was? I remember they nerfed our rocket jump or not. The translation was weird. I couldn't.
It's super hard to tell which one. I believe the only thing they nerfed on. Let me see.
They buffed one and nerfed the other. I can't tell if it's pre-awaken or not.
No, I'm pretty sure. So they buffed your pre-awaken one by 35%, whatever the absolute is.
No, that means rocket jump got nerfed.
The one that got reduced is, I believe that's the spin. The 200% spin got nerfed by 34%.
Okay. Good.
The prime spin got reduced by 13%, and then the pre-awakened spin got reduced by 34%. I'm pretty sure the 200%. I'm not, because it's Thunderbolt, which I think is just Raging Thunder. I think that's just a poor translation for Raging Thunder.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The only buff May was 200% though.
You wish what?
I wish I knew Korean.
Yeah, have Alki read it too, dude.
I did. Have you guys ever done Korean audio books while you're grinding? I've done it before.
No,
can't say I've.
Can't say that I have. No.
What's the weirdest thing that you've done while you're grinding to pass the time?
That's a good question.
I listened to the entire first and second book of Game of Thrones. It was actually pretty fun, actually.
Interesting.
I pretty regularly watch StarCraft matches. My problem is when I'm watching a StarCraft match while grinding, I regret that I popped a loot scroll because I'll get 3,200 trash that stars in. It's so bad.
As long as you're out there, right?
As long as you're out there, yeah. Just don't waste the loot
What?
scrolls, I feel like.
It was what's the weirdest thing you've watched while grinding? Or
What's the
done
weirdest
while
thing you've
grinding?
done?
Just done.
Listen to Value Pack.
There's this streamer known as So Frosty. He's pretty low effort content creator. I watch him sometimes.
That's my style.
It is kind of weird. I mostly sit there and talk shit about Reslar.
It's understandable.
Pretty much. I get clips sent to me like every time I'm out of like my room, like I'm actually socializing with like people in real life, and then I get like messages on Discord from like random people. I'm like, what are these? I see they're all Twitch clips. I'm like, oh, Frosty must be streaming. He's talking shit again.
Dude, I got my Meiwa clip was a hit. Actually, people loved my Meiwa movement.
The
combo
RBF
clip.
one, or the not RBF, the how you chase.
Yeah, the complex movement combo clip.
Yeah. Do that in PvP. I want to see that. I want that clip. And then when you fall over dead, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, that's about what I expect.
Yeah.
Typical Kuno player. They thought they had iframes.
Have you ever tried Musa or Meiwa, Brizz?
Not seriously.
Okay.
I mean, I've done Valencia one quest line. That's about the extent.
So if you ever wanna like try a trial version just to like fuck around, if you want to learn, because their movement combo is hard. Like like Zerker, you just kind of press a couple buttons and everything happens easy peasy. But on Meiwa, you have to actually hold R and B down, and that shit's hard. It's just hard to remember.
WW as well.
You could use WW, but that's for like crazy advanced people that know how to hotbar that in settings. Ooh. So that's great. Like that's like I think there's like Nayashe and maybe that guy Barry are the only ones that know how to do that. Most people don't.
Secrets to ultimate skilldom.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. When Nayashe,
actually, you need to make a guide on how to do that so that people can learn.
Well, think about it. Like when they're using their movement combo, they get almost all the way up to 2 actions per minute, and it's actually sweaty as fuck.
I feel bad for players like Frosty. Just they can't understand the intricacies involved. Like it's just really unfortunate.
I wish I could just stealth up to people and murder them instantly.
Yeah, I mean, nothing would be more pleasing than to just be in iframes and be able to like dash into people without them actually being able to react, because the speed at which my abilities move are just beyond human interaction.
I think that you would be, with you and Reslar's ping, you both should be maining Sork. It is like the ping, like the closest thing to a ping proof class. Not because Ninja, you're still gonna get popped out of shit like regularly because of the ping. Fair. Specifically because of the ping. But Sork is a little bit like Awakened Sork specifically. Probably Succession would be rough, but because you can actually recover stamina on Awakened Sork. Just Zerker's got to be the worst one if you're high ping. Like it's got to be up there.
I don't know. There's some Zerkers that like, oh, he's starting a lava piercer from the other side of the screen. Never mind, I'm grabbed. Like some of them are instantaneously teleporting with bad enough ping, and you just can't react to the lava piercer at all. That's the dream, right? I'm gonna turn up my ping and be that guy.
Yeah, you're using exit lag to go to a node on the other side of the country, opposite of everyone else.
Don't tell my advanced strats to the world, man.
That's actually a sick idea.
The real reason to exit lag.
Nayashe, are you gonna use the Red Moon 100% now that they're buffed? You think they'd be viable?
100%. It's 200
or 200%. Sorry.
How the fuck am I gonna get the 200% BSR?
You're gonna ask for rage, dude.
Get full tongue grads, dude.
Yeah. Can you imagine a day where everyone's like shot callers like?
Is that even on Global Labs? It looks like that was directly injected into fucking KR.
No, it's on Global
KR
Labs.
patch notes.
It's on Global Lab right
speaking
now.
of Global Lab, real quick,
Directly
can we
injected.
talk about the new enhancement switcheroo stacks thing? So exciting.
Wait, what?
You guys seen that?
Yeah.
They made it to where you have like 3 stacks that on every character that are shared between them, where you can switch the stack.
Oh,
so 200 stack on this character, you could switch it to your.
So they're trying to reduce the level of effort to switch between characters because
exactly.
That's actually a good quality of life feature.
But
it's
the
not
thing
something
that
anybody's hyped up about until they start doing it, and then when they do it, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, why didn't we have this from the start?"
the thing to consider though is you're only gonna get 3 to start, and then you can buy more slots for $10 each in the Pearl shop.
Yep.
You can buy a Failstack slot for $10 in the Pearl shop because that is a pay to convenience.
3
It
is
is.
still way better than 0, even if that
Mhm.
were
True.
true.
Yep.
I mean, if you
I
really
would
feel like
agree.
feel like you're disadvantaged compared to people that are buying extra slots, like you got other issues, dude. Like, also, this doesn't really like save you that much time, right? All this is really doing is preventing you from having to buy the Valk books.
Think about it, right? You're building 20 stacks on your Reblath character, right? And you're because you want to go. If you have like 1 or 2 tri stacks ready, not only can you build to
Right.
20, back up to try, and if it fails, you can store that try, right? And then rebuild another 20 stack, try again. But if it goes to duo, then you have a tri stack you could swap in and then click on that. Fails, okay, back to 20 stacks. Like it's gonna be way less.
That's gonna be really
It'll
fucking
be
nice.
it'll be
Way
nice.
less.
Have you seen what it
You
looks
want
like,
to use it for
Nashi?
try.
Huh?
Have you seen what it
I
looks
can
like?
show you guys. I was on the
No.
Global Lab playing with it.
Here, I got you.
I can get on Global As right now.
It's a little GIF, so if you click it, if you hover over it, you can see it in Discord.
See.
So I do think, yeah, it's super nice.
That's cool.
I kind of wish it would come with 100 of these though by default. 100 would be nice. Then you just store all your stacks there.
Yeah, I think
like
3 is a
that.
little.
That's a
low,
cool
but
feature.
Essentially, it's adding 3 characters to your repertoire.
Yeah.
It's essentially, yeah, that's exactly right. You're right.
Now, you know what they could do that would make this fucking incredible is have another screen above it that lists all your characters, so you can pop their stacks off of them without switching to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the other part of enhancing that's crazy. The character swapping is actually insane. So if you could just swap, like pop it off there, put it on this little stack thing. Oh my god!
Probably
it
takes a
also
load off
allows
their
you-
servers too.
It allows you to stack with one character if you want to, right? Let's say you have a pet stack that's a boss halted Garmoth, for instance, right? And it's like a 60 or 70 stack. If you get try, you can log onto that Garmoth alt, switch the stack, log out of that alt, and then go back to your main stacker guy, and then click it. If it fails, succeeds, or whatever, then you can log off, switch it back. Because you don't get Tet, you don't get to go for Tet or go for Pen nearly as often as duo and try, right? So you can essentially use your one alt to do all your fail stacking in Velia.
Yeah.
I hope they give us more slots than 3, though. I do.
I think we talked about it last week, but I just want to reiterate because now, like, people on Global Labs tested it. So to do the instant skill swap thing now, you do not. If you do it from a skill instructor, you don't need an old moon book active. If you do it from BA or a safe zone, the one where you can do it without a skill instructor, that one requires the moon book.
I think that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly content with that.
and I hope they let you stay using it in Battle Arena because that's like, it just saves you so much time not having to go to a safe
I
zone.
imagine when they release that, they're gonna release a pay-to-win package with loot scrolls and old moon books like they've done in the past,
Hell
to where
yeah.
you can buy them off the marketplace fairly easy.
Those
I
are
know
not,
I filed the last time they did that.
they're not it's not an old moon package with loot scrolls. It's an old moon loot scroll event that I want to participate in.
Oh,
Okay.
Got it.
That's a way to put it.
I don't know why, but NA is huge suckers for loot scrolls. They're like, pay to win, I hate it. Oh, loot scrolls, never mind. Piece of candy.
What's that? I get the enjoyment of seeing more things pop up on my screen when I'm grinding.
All right.
Nice.
Some people have like 400 plus loot scrolls and they're really proud of it. How come we're not shaming that pay to win, huh?
Yeah.
Well, those
Weirdos.
people also are like, they don't even grind, a lot of them. So you're like, why?
True.
Why? Like, I
That's
have
why they have
700.
400.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I had more than 100. Dude, I'm always out of loot scrolls.
I have like probably 300 right now.
Dude, you should be able to
Odd one.
sell them on the marketplace. No, you should be able to sell.
That was
Failstacks.
actually something. Brizz, you might like this idea, but I put a post on the BDO forums a while ago, suggesting that they make it so that you could sell your fail stacks.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
some people just have bad luck and then they give up on actually going for the enhancement, and to recoup some of that money, or maybe even sometimes profiting, you would go for selling the fail stacks instead.
What kind of money? Let's go through just a few sample stacks. So we'll go 25, 50, 75, 100. What should the values be on these? What's a 25 stack worth?
It's got to be redonkulous for the lazy people.
Yeah. Well, that would be the idea.
Some
people just enjoy making the fail stacks if they can make profit off it.
Yeah, if it's too much though, and it's way too easy to profit, then it becomes like valueless over time. Like everyone's just gonna be making fail stacks for profit, and the price would just tank, right?
Well, the price would naturally
supply demand. Yeah,
the price would just naturally drop based on the demand, like what Brizz was saying. So that wouldn't be an issue.
The other thing, so like
marketplace,
40 stack.
It is true nobody likes to stack on Reblath, but I feel like that can be easily fixed just by stuff like they're implementing now with the swap thing.
Not very many people can get more than like 25 to 30 stacks on Reblath though, unless you're just going for like a Pride Duo tries.
If you're using Dragon Scale fossils right now, a 40 stack is 126 mil.
Yep.
Yeah, but those Dragon Scales are not very easily acquired until they recently came out with that damn potion.
The potion, right? And now they're
it was only until then that you could actually get a bunch of those.
You would also have to consider the you can extract fail stacks out of gear now, right? So what do those prices look like?
And that's
for lower than
would be crazy about that. Well, a pen you get a 70 stack.
Yeah, but who's gonna do that to a pen?
Well, the pen green. People do it to pen green all the time, actually.
What kind of stack do you get on a pen green?
70. If it's an armor, it's 70. If it's a weapon, it's 70. Yeah, if it's an armor, it's 70. If it's a weapon, it's 75. But the weapons aren't. They're not that cheap. Let me see. Like a pen, yeah, you're looking at like close to a bill on most things at pen, or like 700.
Yeah. So are you gonna really spend a bill to get 70 to 75 stack?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah,
it seems kind of bad to me. Because there's so many events that give 50 stacks and stuff like that. The other reason why is obviously the event stacks, you don't want to make those sellable in the marketplace, because you don't want to just like inject hundreds of millions of silver just from events like giving us free 50 stacks or quests giving us stacks and stuff like that. Those ones you don't want to be able to sell. But if you're making them, like the process is already cancer. Like
they give us a ton of free fail stacks, right? Just a lot, events or whatever. And if we were able to sell those, I think everybody would just sell them, and that you're kind of incentivized because it's soulbound, or because you can't sell it, to go for something, even if it's for profit. So it does have some implications on the availability of certain items on the marketplace, just because the supply has gone down from people YOLOing in their stack.
Yeah, but it's like
so if you're someone for example, who buys everything, for instance, right? Then you're reliant on those enhancers to make those items for you.
Exactly. So, but
which is
so yeah, I mean, most of the time the stacks that we get for free from events is like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Usually nothing higher than that. Sometimes we'll get the rare 180 stacks from the books.
A lot of 100 stacks for free.
Huh?
They want people to be able to spend those and use those Chron stones, right? The ones that don't in the hand. So they give us all the 100 stacks.
What would you pay? What would you pay? Like if you're out of stacks and you're like going for an accessory, like what would you pay for 100 stack? What do you think a value of 100 stack is?
At least $1 billion.
Probably about $1 billion, yeah. What about the people that, the D Jewels out there that's have like 200 stacks, like
200, I'd say 20.
You think 20 bill for a 200 stack?
Easily. I mean, how many pen clicks is that, right? Every pen click, you're absorbing a success.
10 bill for a 200 stack.
I think
you don't want to make it. You don't want to make it so that you purposely go for impossible enhancements just so that you can sell it for 20 bill. 10 bill would be fine, but
I think
Yeah,
the
I
other
don't
thing to consider is that there's a lot of people like me that don't enhance like very often. Like I enhance things maybe like once like every other month, like if that. So I have no need to like have a lot of fail stacks, generally speaking.
Some people like that experience though, to be able to click it themselves.
I
it's
know, but that's what I'm saying is that I literally right now I have like 2 rows of fail stacks in my Velia storage that I just have. So like if I could turn those into raw silver, I would like gladly do that, in all honesty. Even if it was at a rate that was like kinda garbo, like I'm not using them and I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I'd
use them
rather use it
anytime
on
soon.
buying my next upgrade.
true.
Yeah.
I have friends that buy everything and they have tons of fail stacks that they just don't use.
Yeah, see,
But
that's the problem I see as well. Like I have a lot of fail sacks. Mind you, I try to use them on accessories when I'm feeling like sometimes I need to get into that casino mode, see what my luck's like. But
Interesting to see how it would affect the marketplace and the availability of stuff.
yeah,
I don't think it'd be too
I
terrible.
think it would have a positive effect. I mean,
Yeah, it could very well.
But the other thing to consider as well is how would it affect like Pearl Shop sales, right?
I don't
'Cause
think it would have an
maybe-
impact on that.
Maybe
Why would it
people
impact
start
Pearl Shop?
enhancing. Maybe people start enhancing less because now they can sell their stacks. Like now, I can just sell my stacks. All the stacks that I have, I can just sell them for a couple bill.
Yeah,
and
that
buy
was
my
my
next
point, right?
upgrade
Well,
instead of having to buy a
mean,
duo or a tri earring and then enhancing it. I can just buy the fucking tet or whatever because I can
Well,
just sell my fail stacks instead of
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
go
but
for it.
that's what I was saying earlier, is make it so that the free stacks they give us, the event and quest stacks and stuff like that, those you don't get to sell. It's only the ones you make yourself that you can sell.
I think there's definitely an element of that, Rez, but I also think that the Failstack market, at least if this ever came out, for the first bit would tank so hard so fast, because I think there are a lot of people like Rezlar in Rezlar's position, like a huge amount of people buy only and just have stacks that they can't use. That it would be like there would be like thousands of each type of stack listed like day one. I don't know. I think yeah, there'd be Biohack would be buying them up after the price tanks, and then they'd be gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it just depends, right? If like a 40 stack sells for 150 mil, you'd probably rather use that 40 stack on a tri accessory, right? You only have to valk it up 4 more times, and then it's a tri accessory. So it's like that's 3 bill. That's way, way more money than the fail stack's value. So I think people would still enhance because the profit margins are just so huge.
Possible. It's gambling.
Yeah, you never know with gambling. You never know.
It would be weird because my fear with it is all of the other things it would affect. It would probably affect the sharp and hard market. It would affect Blackstones, and I don't know in a good or a bad way.
Less people would enhance.
Yeah, well,
the sharp and hard market is pretty healthy right now.
I think a lot
There's already people that buy everything and don't take the risk, right? A lot of people buy meta because there is that risk of losing everything and not getting anything. Butt stacks.
Butt stacks.
And if you're able to sell the stacks, then like I think less people enhance than more. I think you get to the point where the stacks are going to be sitting on the marketplace.
Yeah.
There's a potential for that. I don't know. It was just an interesting idea.
Expensive.
All right, so the last Global Labs thing, new hairstyles, dude. Male characters are getting 5 new hairstyles.
Oh, man. Now we're getting to the potatoes.
And
meat
they
and
said
potatoes.
eventually female characters are as well. Dude, I don't know how. Like, because, one of the things, if you see anyone ever review BDO, one of the first things they say is, like, character creator's really good. Like, you do a whole bunch of shit. And, like, I feel like the hairstyles are so freaking limited. It's insane. Some are shit, too.
Yeah.
I'm going the Harry Potter hairstyle on my Zerker. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah? With glasses?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah, I can get the glasses. Make a little lightning bolt on my forehead.
Isn't there a scar you can use too to kind of like?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
RP
the
in the right
cosplay
way.
is real.
The female
I want
ones
to
are
know
in Global
when
X.
we're going to get our task force for costumes.
Yeah, dude.
The task force.
We were promised a task force. Where is it at? One costume a week, right? Each class.
They got to get the hairstyles out first.
And 19 costumes a week, dude. That's easy.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That would require a task force.
How many weeks are there in a fucking year again? I don't even remember.
52.
52? Jesus Christ.
Is that right? I'm the Pega.
It's a lot of
yay,
fucking
hairstyles.
outfits.
Dude, I don't know. I'm looking. I don't. They don't look that crazy. Oh, there's 3 new hairstyles, not 5. What did I say? 5. I
Yeah,
overestimated.
you see the Harry Potter one where it's like
Yeah, just kind of down on the sides.
all over your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, dude. It's a good looking hairstyle. I don't know. All right, moving on. Reza, I also have not timestamped anything. You're welcome. So,
Well, false promises. Unbelievable.
Vell is double spawning for a while, and they said it's like indefinite amount of time.
really?
So every
I thought it was
Wednesday.
just one.
No, it's going to be double spawning, and they did not give an end date for when it'll stop. So,
Nice.
thoughts? Should this be permanent?
Absolutely.
I think it's sad that for like the last 2 years, because obviously like Saturday is the weekend, right? So most people are off, but there's a lot of people that literally have never been able to go to Vell for the last 2 years because they work Saturday or have a kids thing or whatever. It's actually crazy to me that it's only been once a week for that long.
Yeah. It's good that
Wait.
it's.
I haven't been to
like
Vell
that.
in a long time, but isn't Vell Sunday?
Today?
Or am I-
Yeah. It's today.
Okay.
In fact, it's an hour and a half from now, I believe.
Did I say Saturday? I just meant the weekend.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
But regardless,
did.
on
You
the
did say
people work
Saturday.
weekends, and it's like, I don't know. It's crazy. So it's going to be an hour before Node War on Wednesdays, is when it's going to pop up. So this first Wednesday is when it comes up.
I would, honest to God, rather them just do a double drop event.
But the double drop, like that doesn't really help the people that can't go.
You throw an alt out there, it's really not that hard.
Yeah, it takes 1
I just
second.
logged an alt, join a platoon, easy mode.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
know.
wrong.
I think it's cool. Yeah, I wonder if it'll tank the market a little bit. Vells have gotten out of hand in price. Dude,
Yeah, aren't they like 11 mil right now?
They're
Or
11
11 bill?
11.9 bill max price, and there's 0 listed.
What? I'm about ready to sell my bells right now.
Right? There's
Wait
one.
a second, is Vell not spawning today?
No, it is. It is. Spawns in an hour and a half. The concentrated magic sells for 10.8 bill, and there's max at 10.8, and there's only 1 listed.
Dude,
Dude,
I might have to sell my bells right now.
The 2 Vell spawns is nice for the Vell's powder market when I forget in the middle of Node War to recharge my Oxstone. Don't want to have to grind shit.
You can use the Spirit Stone.
I know, but
Why do
mid
you not have
Node
a
War,
stockpile of that?
I don't know, because I fucking leave my Oxstone on all day, dude. I don't know. Runs out. I go through a whole Oxstone like every couple days. Maybe less. I don't know. Laziness, I guess?
I don't know. My guild always has that hero at the end of every node where turn off rock stones. Oh, thanks. I have that guy. You need that guy.
My Oxstone grind time is when I ride the bus to Secrea. When I take the Griffin.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yo, have you guys seen the clip that was on Reddit?
Yeah.
The Griffin clip?
Of
Hold
the
on.
of a
Dude.
bunch of crawling chaos in the T1 falling to their death and dying immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so good.
That sounds like a good time.
For anybody who hasn't seen it, I'll just explain it really quickly. Basically, it's in the middle of a node war. They're fighting at Kron Castle, and then I think it was Crawling Chaos, right? It was
Yep.
Crawling Chaos who did it. They got in the Griffin that takes you like from Velia to Ilia Island. They all got in the Griffin's little basket and then flew over Kron Castle and jumped down into it. It was fucking amazing. They were just like,
Oh,
you could, because
man.
the clip starts and they're like, where are these guys? Oh, they must be fighting each other, just like wondering where they're at. And then you just see on the mini map like a bunch of like glitched out dots all on top of each other, slowly making their way towards the point of view that the guy has, and you just hear, "They're in a griffin!"
Please,
Yeah.
please find that clip. I need to
Yeah,
see
let me
this.
see. Let me see. Hold on.
The
I think somebody put it in the Discord.
that-
I think
that node war, by the way, is they do it every week. They call it the T1 Siege, and one person builds in the
Yeah.
Kron Castle, and if they win, like they get to stay in there like the next week, and like the other guilds ally up to try to take them out. It's actually a really cool thing they do, and they do it every single week as like a
That's pretty
makeshift
cool.
siege.
Make their own fucking siege. Oh,
Yeah.
someone happy posted it. Hold on.
That's the beautiful thing about a sandbox MMO, right? You can make your own content if you want to,
Yep.
Yeah.
like the weddings, right?
Yeah, and then what the producers and PA will do is they'll see that, recognize it, make it a standalone, and there you go.
Oh, Devact shared the female ones. The female hairstyles are on Global Labs, even though they said they're coming later.
Oh,
Can have a
see
look.
those.
I put them in the Discord, but the long ponytail one is kind of cool. The others are whatever.
Yeah, I like that long ponytail. Actually looks pretty
The
good.
other one looks like isn't this the same one we already have? I feel like that's the same haircut my Mewa has.
Here's the
Fuck.
clip.
Yeah, it's like almost exactly the haircut my Mewa has in the middle one.
They need to do like a double pigtails so I can make a Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Are you linking it, Nyashi, or? I like that Nyashi says, "Here's the clip," and then doesn't share it with us and starts laughing at it.
I'm trying to find
And now
I
he
thought
muted
I-
himself, dude.
I thought I found
Dude,
it.
that clip is fucking amazing.
Share it,
I
you
thought I saw it
fuck.
on Reddit,
Especially
but I
the
don't see it.
reaction and everything. Oh my god, they're on a fucking clip.
All
That
right.
shit is
If
great.
Nyashi doesn't unmute me immediately, Nyashi, share the clip, dude.
Oh, one second.
Fucking
I thought
Mewa
you,
brain,
I
dude.
thought you had it. I was watching it. Jesus Christ, fucking hell. Toxic
Mewa
ass.
brain, dude.
Alright, here we go. That shit is so fucking funny.
Dude, right? It's so good.
I'm gonna try and upgrade these barricades.
This
Yeah,
is the
good idea.
content we need.
Backdoor control according to cases. Where the fuck are they?
Could have turned on
Look
each
on the
other.
mini map. They pop up on
I
the
mean,
mini map.
maybe.
You see
Or
like
they're
all
just
the
getting
dots.
cannons ready.
They're there.
Oh my god, they're in a fucking griffin! Whoa!
It's so fantastic. That's the best thing I've ever seen.
So
I'm gonna try
sad.
and upgrade these barricades.
It's so sad how fast they all die, though. I feel so bad.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like so tragic because it was such a great strategy, but yeah, it's like, oh my gosh.
Gliders, gliders,
I
and
love that
video win,
reaction.
dude. We need gliders in this game, dude, so we can glide down.
That would be fun.
Gliders
just-
would be interesting.
I love how quiet that clip is for the first part, and then it's just, oh my god!
Yeah, the reaction's just amazing. It really emphasizes how hilarious that is. The whole idea.
Oh
All right.
my god.
Blackstar Armor came out this week.
This
Reslar
is a
got,
controversial one.
Reslar got the piece and sold it
I hate it.
immediately.
Really.
Yep.
I've been farming for it and I still haven't gotten it.
I got it in 10 minutes at Manchom's. What up, it's your boy.
Oh yeah, well I got. Never mind. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
Devact linked the Griffin POV in your chat, Frosty.
Oh, let's see it. Put it
I'll
in
pause it.
Discord.
Let me
Let's
see.
see it.
I got it. I
Yeah.
got it. I'm posting it.
We call the PA too.
Saves
Dude,
when
even
we're
if
casting.
even if this doesn't work, That is still one of the most genius things I've ever seen in my life.
It
We're gonna do that
looks
every
so funny.
now.
Crawling chaos wins again.
That's
Crawling-
amazing.
Alright, guys, we're gonna drop here. See this war
Be a
torn here? Drop,
strategy
drop,
from
drop,
now
drop,
on.
drop,
The
drop,
Griffin
drop,
bomb.
They
drop.
needed a PA first.
It's T1s, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's true. That doesn't work. I forgot.
We call the PA too.
Just
Oh, he
whale
did
tendons.
call it anyway. He just
Say,
mentioned at
spam
the
it when
beginning
we're
of
at
the
the
clip. I
castle.
missed it.
Spam it, spam it, spam it.
God, dude.
Spam
They
it
need to
when
pop
we're
fall
inside,
damage
we're
elixir
inside,
right here,
we're
and then
inside.
swap right after
Say
they
crawling
land.
chaos
Oh my
wins
gosh,
again. Crawling.
so great.
Alright, guys, we're gonna drop here. See this war torn
That
here?
is
Drop, drop, drop,
fucking
drop, drop,
amazing.
Go,
drop,
go,
drop,
go,
drop,
go,
down.
go, go.
That's content right there.
Anyone that fell all the way to the ground like already was below half health the second they landed.
Yeah.
We call the PA.
They needed the pure Blackstone, dude.
Yeah, man.
Ball damage minus 50%.
I have that one. I only got 8 days left to go use it.
Maybe
No,
a Griffin
those-
strat's in order, Frosty.
Those Blackstones are dropping in place of the potion pieces.
So, Brizz, you started over, right? Like you kind of you had to start from scratch. So are you going for Blackstar Armor like as like that's gonna be your first pen armor technically? You going for Tet or what?
I hear people talk about Blackstar, like, what's the point? It's so awful. We're gonna get dead god anyway. It's so hard to get a pen. Blah 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 blah. But as a new player that's gearing up and trying to gain access to harder spots like Cycria, I mean, even like distortioneering. Why am I brain farting here? Stars End. Like even places like that for a squishy class like an archer, the entry level is a little bit high, is DP wise, right?
Yeah.
But a Tet or even a Try Blackstar Armor gives you so much PvE DR that it unlocks those places. Just
True.
right?
Yeah.
I want to do Abandoned Monastery, for instance. In PvE, I have 309 DP on my archer, which is okay at Star's End, but no way I'm stepping foot into Abandoned Monastery and losing my Jin Vipers. But I want to. It's good money. I have friends doing it. Blackstar Armor allows me to not only double my odds for getting it, it's really easy to enhance compared to other pens, but it allows me to gain access. Because like a Tet Blackstar Armor is equivalent to like a C9 in PvE, right? C9 pen. It's really big.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like that was brought to my attention yesterday that I didn't even think about. So I'm slowly coming around. At first I was like, dude, it seems like a dead end. But
Looks cool.
I
set up?
actually have a scenario too and like I know this sounds crazy and maybe not everyone would think like this, but there are people that kind of are just enhancement junkies, right? And there are people that are like, I want to be the first person with the Blackstar, and there's also like there's no guarantee you're going to get that item drop from the Toro spot. It's a super rare fucking drop, and the boss that spawns has an announcement and it causes a ton of PvP just like Dawn Earring. So it's like it's gonna be fucking a bitch
And
to
that's
get
for
that.
Dead God?
That's for Dead God, for the flame at 270. So like if you get a pen Blackstar, it's in PvP equivalent to a C9 dim tree. In PvE it's even better because it has that extra DR.
Right.
And then all you need is the piece. But I was thinking about this, like, so let's say if I had a 200 stack, right? And I'm like, I need to use the 200 stack. Pen Blackstar weapon costs way too many fucking chronostones, like 3,600. But the armor's only 15. So, or 13 or whatever, something like that. It's not that bad. So if I succeed on a Pen Blackstar armor, even though I already have a C9 dim tree, that means A, I get the skin, looks fucking dope as fuck. B, I get to sell my Pen dim tree now for 17, 18 bill and just yoink out the 8,000 Kaphra stones that are in there and use it in something else.
And that's coming from the perspective of already having a tree armor at Pen, right?
Yeah.
And I can see where, like, that might not be worth it for everybody. They might be wasting and inting money into something that they don't need necessarily.
They don't
but
need.
For someone that's coming up, so for all the new players that are joining the game with seasons, and for all of the players that are trying to gain access to those big money maker PvE spots, Blackstar is going to be huge. It's going to be big.
Yeah.
And it's easier to enhance, arguably. I mean, there's a little bit of a learning how to make it curve.
Right.
Get that node going as soon as possible type stuff. But other than that, and then on top of that, it looks really, really cool.
It looks really cool. Also, even
There's energy.
even for like the high end players, like I want to be able to grind the golem spot because I want those fucking crystals when it comes out. Like my build idea includes those new crystals, so I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to grind that with my current setup, even though I'm 360 DP because that place hits hard as fuck. So I don't know. I've been thinking about. I mean, I don't have that stack, so I wouldn't be able to do it. But
No, dude, stay tuned because I'm actually actively going for it right now. That's my next thing.
are you gonna take it to pen though? Are you taking it all the way to pen? Is
I'm
that
gonna
the goal?
take it to Tet, and I'm gonna take it to pen once my other armors are C4.
Right. Yeah.
Because I have 3 200 stacks already built.
Yeah, I think if it's early
Jesus.
on for newer players, I don't see any problem with going for Tet. It is significantly easier than a pen just because the enhancement chance is much higher.
Taunting Try is the way to go, I think.
What is the percent success with 300?
It's the same as the weapon. At 300 stacks, I don't know what the...
Wait,
I don't
what?
off-
Who has a 300 stack? Oh, the quest thing? Like someone that does the quest thing? Or what do you mean, 300 stack?
Wait, do you say 200 or 300 stacks?
I was saying 2. There's no way, Brizz
At
is a 300 stack.
It's I think it's 4%. But it's only 1.3 bill per click, right? I can make that in a day. So I'd be able to click for it every day if I'm sniping costumes actively.
That's pretty good.
Right.
I'm gonna go eventually.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that crazy. It's not that
That's the gambler's
absurd.
mentality. It'll hit that jackpot.
Oh. Dude, imagine it goes on second click though. That's the
Hey,
dream.
that would be fucking pogs, and I hope it does, man.
The skin also is so
I
fucking
just,
cool.
I personally just, my anecdotal experiences, I have shit luck.
Does the Dead God armor, like actual equipped skin, look different than the Blackstar?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either, and I'm super curious because
I want to know if the Blackstar armor has a glow to it like the weapon does.
That would be pretty cool if it does.
So it's weird. The Blackstar armor piece only drops in non-high tier areas, and the drop rate's actually really rare. Like I'm pretty sure it's something like getting a massive pure magic at a non-stars end spot. Like it's like one of those, or maybe a pure forest breath outside of Kama, like a drop like that. But in Thorntree Forest, if we ever do get Odalita, it's a lot easier to get. It's like a much higher drop rate there.
My chat is saying that Dead God armor does glow, and it gains glow the more you enhance it.
The higher the, yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Blackstar glow.
I don't know. Blackstar might glow. We'll find out.
I know Dead Gods does, and what your chat said is I've seen a video on it, how each or a clip of it where each enhancement has a stronger glow effect.
I would think it does because Blackstar weapon glows.
Yeah.
It too.
I can't say for sure though. I haven't seen anything yet.
I'm gonna put in a ticket if it doesn't glow. I swear to Bob.
Do you think the Blackstar armor should have a slightly higher enhancement chance than the weapon, or do you think it's fine?
Get back to me when I'm clicking it.
Because I think that's
it's fine.
That's the only thing. Because every time I talk to anyone about the Blackstar armor, they're like, "Well, what's the enhancement rate?" And I say it's like, "Oh, it's the same as the weapon," and people are like, "Eh." Because like
I think when you look at
pen is hard.
percentages, it's hard in your mind to like grasp it, right? But if you say 1 out of 22, that's like, oh, that's not too bad, right? Eventually, if you roll a 22-sided dice, you're eventually going to land on the number that you want.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's easy to hit a 4% when you're clicking on Reblast.
So a Tet Blackstar armor in PvP is equal to a C2 pen dim tree, and a Tet Blackstar armor in PvE, like Brizz was saying, is basically equal to a C9, or like really, it's like 1 DR less than a C9 dim tree,
right?
For PvE.
It's huge.
A little different if your evasion build, but yeah,
it's like almost getting full pen without Caphras, right?
Right.
Wild.
What's the difference with evasion?
Well, I'm saying like if you have evasion, like eventually, because everyone says like, oh, evasion does nothing in PvE, but eventually it does. I don't even really take damage in any grind spots, and my DR is basically equivalent to people with full Tet DR. So like the evasion still does help over time, but it's not going to help someone with a DR build on Blackstar Armor because you don't get any anyway. Or like
Yeah.
a C9 dim tree on a DR build, the 10 evasion isn't that meaningful for most people. So that's why I just pointed out, like on the Blackstar Armor, you get 9 monster damage reduction on a Tet Blackstar Armor.
Really?
Yeah, really good.
So
I thought that was only Dead God that was doing that. Blackstar does too?
Blackstar does too, yeah, the whole way up. Dead God's more, but Blackstar, it's 9 at Tet and 14 at Pen, I think.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Blackstar
I
Armor
didn't realize that. I thought
rare.
I thought the only reason why, Brizz, you were saying you were looking to go for it was because, the same effect as how Blackstar Weapon, you just get more DR at a lower enhancement level. It's a little bit more achievable to get a Tet than a Pen Armor. And
There's some classes that really, in order to not lose gems, they really need that armor for PvE.
Yeah.
And also, like, the main reason I don't do Arsha on Star's End, for instance, is because if I get jumped in the middle of a pack, I have a high odds chance of dying in that pack of mobs, just getting cleaved by their damage, right? And if I had a Blackstar, that the risk is reduced. I might actually be able to do Arsha more, and that's more money.
Yeah.
So
that makes perfect sense.
Yep. All right.
I didn't know about that monster damage reduction that on Blackstar. I thought it was only Dead God, so it's news to me.
Maybe I'll come back and let you guys know after I've had it for a while. If I
definitely.
Get it. Dude, I had bad luck enhancing a Blackstar weapon. I tried.
If I ever get this,
It's
rare, dude. I don't think it's gonna drop ever.
It's a pretty rare drop. But you know what? I do love that once, like, if you've already made a Blackstar Armor, you have no interest in enhancing it. Like, once you've already made one, or if you don't need it or whatever, that the rare drop actually sells for 30 mil is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
So they announced that, I can't remember if we talked about it last week. I think the announcement was in the middle of the week this week, but the Hashashin is coming to KR on July 7th.
Whatever happened to going to console?
So it is. So they clarified on the console forums that what they meant to say at the Heidel Ball is that it's coming to KR first and then console next before any other region. So it's KR first and then console. And
Debated.
Debated. But they are getting it before us. Console will get it before us, and supposedly it's going to be relatively soon after KR gets it, like within a week or two or something like that.
I'm going to predict Season 2 is when we get Hashashin. Season is just too perfect of a system to not release with new classes. Get the inventory, get all the skill points, and I think you get a lot more people trying out and playing actively the new class if you release it with a season. With all those extra goodies in there.
I think it's more going to I think we're going to get it before the season, but that it's going to line up with the Awakening and Succession release with seasons. Because season 2 is not going to be, because remember, there's like a month or two break in between seasons. So the season ends September 2nd. The next one's not going to be until like October. But they said EUNA is going to get it in like by August or some shit. So it'd be kind of weird.
I mean, that's my prediction. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I don't know. Who knows? God, I hope. I
would like to play
I agree with that, though. That would be the perfect way to launch a new character with season being available, like just starting when it's releasing. It's a perfect reason to jump on a seasonal character.
I wonder if KR's new season is starting.
It also allows all the players coming back for the new class, right? Like returning players. To experience both at the same time.
Yeah, both forms of content. Yeah. Some people that the reason why they hated the game and the reason why they took a break is maybe because of the excessive grind and the lack of adventure and or the PvP bullshit, whatever.
They did a really good job with seasons.
Yeah, seasons is pretty cool.
Impressed.
So the Hashashin is going to come out in KR in 9 days. So I have a feeling we're going to see something on it by then. Before then.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully. At least a
trailer,
teaser.
right?
Yeah, a trailer or something, hopefully. Dude, I'm hyped. I think the class is going to be kind of cool. Finally something to pull you off Maywa, Hashi?
Can't wait to
hyped
learn how to
because
kill something new.
I feel like it's gonna have a bunch of slows and vacuums. I feel like it's gonna be AIDS to fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just with all the sandstorms. Ugh.
it's gonna have quicksand. You just fucking get stuck in place and you start sinking into the earth,
Oh,
and then you
no,
fall
no, not
through.
like this.
You know when you're like in history
Yeah,
or Aukman, you
the
just fall
only
through.
way to
Sandstorm
Yeah.
counters iframes. Ready? Are you ready for that?
Oh, yeah, here we go. Quicksand. The only
Goes
way
through
out.
iframe.
The only way out is escape. So
Balance.
Hey, they did weaponize desync with Shy's bubble. You know, I don't see it as a weird thing for them to make quicksand so that you fall through the world.
dude, I just think I hope they like actually go kind of crazy with the animations at least, because they could make such cool animations with sand.
The one they
wind thing.
debuted was pretty underwhelming.
It was a little bit, yeah. It just looked like a Musa skill kind of.
Yeah, I know Shaky's excited about going to it. I haven't. I'm interested in it. I just not sure how I feel 100% yet. I need to see the abilities.
It's like a Musa plus ninja combo.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of seeming like.
Are you gonna
Do
play
you
it?
think its
or no?
awakening is? They said that the awakening is going to be like you get the power of the gods, right? So do you think the awakening is going to be like magic damage, like a genie type magic damage?
I think actually both.
So maybe it is
I'm
male
pretty.
sword?
I'm pretty sure the whole kit's gonna be magic damage. Because they,
Like, what if it is male sword?
I mean, male Sork in what way? Just that it's magic, or that it like iframes
Just
around?
an iframey type magic class.
I don't know. I kind of hope it's not like Sork. I'm
What if
hoping
its
it's
awakening is
more
lamp?
a lamp, dude. I don't know. I feel like that would cross some lines. I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. Maybe.
And Will Smith comes out.
It got supposedly the awakening got data mined, and the description of it like wasn't an image; it was a description, and it's
Ooh, really?
something similar to like a longsword or something. I don't know, some weird like
That's weird.
middle, like some Eastern longsword. I don't fucking know. Who knows? Hopefully it's cool though. Yeah, they could do so much, dude. I just hope it's like I don't even know. I just hope it's totally different than anything. I guess that's kind of my hope.
Well, just like any other new class, it's going to be busted for a while.
Invendentia says
Minus
that'll be great. We can start saying Frosty's only playing the class because he's copying Shaky Bay. True.
Accurate.
True. Let's see. Is there anything else besides comments? Anything? Oh, I wanted to ask you, how's Apocalypse and Clash and Notorious?
Oh, we're having a lot of fun. We Node War Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays, and we do fairly well in Node Wars.
Who's the strongest? You guys do T2s and 3s, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Who's the strongest guild at that level that you guys have run into?
Ooh, I mean, Cho. Obviously, they play sometimes. We actively avoid them.
All right, the strongest non-top 2
The
siege
fights
guild.
that we take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Devour's up there. Oh, people are gonna get so mad if I don't name their guild. I don't know. That's a PAX question. PAX has a whole list of. He has his own tier list of Node War guilds. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Right.
Relevance, yeah, relevance is pretty good.
You guys 1v1 Quirkless?
Orcless is up there. They're pretty strong, right?
WeChat?
I don't know. We're always just looking for fights. We don't always just get snipes, anyways.
Yeah, our guild.
Clash.
We mostly get.
That is kind of a meme.
Wait, what'd you say, Rez?
I was gonna say, is Clash still like 80% Sork?
Yes. Everybody complains about our Sorks. We have like a 20-man flex team, and it's like more than 50% Sorks. It's ridiculous. And then Alki's in there with his 300 AP too.
Yeah. I remember when I was in Clash, like we didn't traditionally like ball and things like that. Not like traditional like, hey, group up here and then like PA and dive in. It was more like Noah would just kind of like give general calls as to like what side to be on and where to attack, and then he would just kind of like leave it up to other people, generally speaking. And I remember like people were like, dude, the only reason Clash is even strong is because they just have a bunch of Sorks. It's so funny.
I think our biggest contributor is our cannon squad, because we have Kitty. I don't know if you guys know the pirate Shy that terrorizes the seas and links his Knoll in World Chat every day. But he's in Clash, and he has some pretty sneaky cannon tactics that he uses.
Oh, for sure.
Sure. MVP for sure.
Like, anytime we Node Ward and Kitty wasn't there, we were like, ah, shit, this is gonna be a hard one. It's like we have to get like B team on cannons. We're like, all right, who shot a cannon before? You're up.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're having a blast. Just staying away from the siege scene. It's not fun.
You're not rushing right into
What,
siege?
you don't like
Oh, I love it. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I have my Witch Wizard alt ready to go, and like all the desync.
you guys
decent
aren't
glory.
dying. You guys aren't dying to be the next Aftershock, dude. Somebody needs to fill their shoes.
Was that on purpose? That pun? Dying Aftershock? Too soon.
Vell in
Too
1
soon.
hour, by the way. All right. We
Actually,
ready
really, like I really felt bad for Tim. Like
I did
kinda
too.
because it kind of
I've-
got swept like underneath.
I
him.
always feel bad for Tim because despite whether people like him or not, they shouldn't try and kill his guild just because they don't like him as a person. That's kind of fucked.
Wait, what happened with that shot?
They're dead.
What?
Well, he made his statement on his podcast, The Nerds and Words, which I listened to as well. And basically, an officer corps pretty much said, "We're leaving the guild. We're taking all these people with us, and there's nothing you can do about it."
Yikes.
And this is like just out of nowhere to him, right? And that's like a GM's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Like even you know it's bad when even PAX is like, "Damn, I feel kind of bad for Tim." And those guys are like at each other's throats all the time.
That's pretty unfortunate. That shit's not.
I mean,
fun
and
at
we had Moreland on before, and like he was talking about it, right? About people that are like actively trying to kill guilds, and that actually does happen. And like Aftershock was definitely one of those guilds on the receiving end of that. Whether you think it's justified or not, I think it's just ridiculous to try and like make a guild dissolve, especially a guild that, say what you want about them, they're trying to do siege. You can say what you want about them rushing into it or doing it wrong or whatever, but they're trying to do siege. You know,
Yeah.
we need more siege guilds. We don't need less. Siege is so fucked at the moment.
So I
So,
don't really
The
have.
top
I
guild
don't
is
really
so
have a.
far ahead as well, though. Too. Go ahead.
I mean, I agree with the kill guild thing. I've recently heard a lot that it kind of goes both ways. That the guild was also trying to kill other guilds in the same way. So it's like,
Yeah, I've
You
heard
know.
stuff like that too.
Really?
so it just I don't know.
It's hard to say what all is accurate though.
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot,
over
a lot
it.
of
I don't
drama
know.
going on in
Drama.
that community. Has a lot of drama going on. So comment section, Brizz. You're welcome to stay for the comments. If anything is something you can address, we'll throw it to you as well. If not, then just shut the fuck up. All right. Just kidding.
yikes.
Damn.
Dude,
Wow.
he plays
I
one
am
League of
never
Legends
coming back.
game. And he
I
goes
played a
full
game of
tilt.
League against NPCs, dude, and I'm toxic
League
now.
turns dark, man. It's toxic.
Dude, Wrestler died to those NPCs. a
You
few
should
times,
hear
by the way.
PAX. You should hear
Did he
PAX
really?
playing League. It gets scary.
Dude, you would have had fun with this, Nash, if you play. You should. I can't believe you
Dude, the fucking woman came
No,
home
it
3
wasn't the
hours
woman.
early.
It was, hey,
Ooh, the
yeah,
woman.
I'll play League with you, and then you stayed PvPing that Sork for 45 more minutes.
No, that's not true at
Ah.
all. You
Well,
guys didn't get on. You had to download the game. You didn't even get on League
All right.
until
It's like-
until right when the woman came home.
It's
It
like-
was
Well,
fucking bullshit.
It's like
I
3
want to
gigs.
play with you guys.
We
I'm
need to
working
do
on my
after
rank.
hours.
You know how I
I'm about
know
ready
she's
to
not
enter
standing
silver.
behind you is you keep calling her the woman.
Yeah.
Mine
Well,
is
I mean,
standing behind me and giving me looks, you know. So
No, I can't play League again, dude. I think I hate that game. It's just so slow. I think you guys need to play a StarCraft match. That's what needs to happen.
StarCraft.
you guys need
Yeah,
I
to
haven't
it's
done
a
StarCraft
lot
in a long time.
faster. Hello.
Yeah, StarCraft is faster. That's why I hate League.
We'll tame dinosaurs. We'll ride them into the sunset together. It'll be great.
I think we should start our own. I think we should start our own Minecraft server.
Our own Minecraft
Absolutely.
server.
I don't know.
That sounds cancer.
My son will love that.
So, what you got time to hang out with us for comments, Brizz?
I'm not
Alright.
going nowhere.
Alrighty, here we go.
I gotta go.
First comment. Grim says first. Congratulations, Grim. You did it. By the way, Rezlar, speaking of Grim, like Grimic apparently is coming back to the game.
Is he actually?
Yeah, I think he said he's going to play the Hashashin though when it comes out. He's tired of Musa. He's bored of it.
No.
Yeah,
We lost one of the best mooses in A, dude.
Shazar says the punishment for RMT is laughable. Is a laughable offense to my mind. Unfortunately, I just recently learned that the term RMT developed out of Korean PC bangs. Considering that is inherent to their culture, I'm not surprised anymore. It's unlikely, therefore, that they want to punish RMT users as strictly as it should be done. Please don't give me that it was Kakao's decision. We all know that PA pulls the strings on bans. Feel free to read up in books about Asian gaming culture around the 2000 where it all started. There's a lot of presumptions in there, I think.
That sounds like the average Reddit user.
Yeah. The average Reddit
Do we know that Perlibus handles all the bans in NA and EU?
I don't believe that that's true. I mean, maybe they have to approve bans that are going to happen, or they could like veto a reason to ban someone, but I don't. I just have a hard time believing that every one of Kakao's bans has to go through PA. I mean, they're the publisher. This is like kind of literally what the publisher. It's the one thing they have power in, you know.
Well, the reason that there's so many pilots in the first place is because everybody assumed that it was something that was almost impossible to trace back, right? It's pretty safe, right? And it probably is. So if anything, the pilots are probably doubling down on their, their VPNs and their spoofers and whatever they need to further protect themselves. And I think they're probably just going to continue to get away with it, in my opinion.
And
I don't think it's going anywhere.
This segment of Brizz on Pilots brought to you by Exit Lag. Make sure you try it. It's free for 3 days. What are your thoughts on the pilot stuff? Like, if someone gets caught piloting, what do you think the punishment should be, Brizz?
What do I can't have. I don't know. It's ugh.
You have too many friends.
I don't know if I'm allowed to have an opinion on this.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? Too much.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess we found out why he started over.
Yeah.
So let me say this.
Got banned.
If going forward, they removed, if like somehow they caught someone piloting and it was like like they actually know they've been piloting and can prove it and whatever, and they temporary ban, whatever. Let's just say they keep going with the temporary bans, although they said they could potentially perma ban, but we'll just say temporary, 7-day ban, whatever. But if they remove the silver that they earned plus an equal to amount, do you think that would be too harsh, or do you think that that's fair?
I think if removing the silver would be fair. The problem lies with the fact that it's been going on for years now. And they took 4 weeks for 46 people just going through the logs and what they earned or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think it would just be too much work, and they're probably just not realistically going to do that. If they did roll out more punishment, they've already warned them, right? That's going to be bans.
It's going to be bans, right? So they'll probably just.
It's going to be.
That's what I think.
And it probably just for the fact that, okay, here's your warning. It's too much work otherwise.
Right.
Even though removing the silver would probably make the people quit anyways, right? Because the people that pilot in the first place are the ones that just don't have the time to grind like I do, right?
Mm-hmm.
They work or they do this, that, or the other, and they have the extra money to. And when you look at it too, like, this is a really, really weird take, but they're probably supporting a family on the other side of the country. And it's not the most terrible thing in the world. It's a really bad take, but it's not the worst thing in the world. People cheat in all games. And there's worse things like hacking and stuff. I'm not siding with the pilots, but I don't know. It's a tough one for me.
Well, I think that goes in the same vein. I don't know about specifically what you just said, but I mean, yeah, I guess. But to me, it's like I don't blame the pilots for piloting. I blame the people that are using pilots for piloting.
Right.
Like they're
I blame
ultimately
Val
the
for not
ones
doing
that
anything
are.
about it.
They're ultimately the ones that are using the service and actively engaging in this like cheat and choosing to like benefit on like gain an edge and benefit over other players. Like to me, they're the ones that are at fault. Not, I mean, I honestly couldn't give a shit less about some dude in the Philippines just trying to make a fucking living wage.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's kind of my thing too. It's like I just don't care. I'm fine with them banning the pilot. I mean, the pilots like the people that are piloting or paying for pilots. Sorry, is like I just ban them. Fuck it.
They know
warned-
exactly what they're doing. This
Yeah.
whole BS that they didn't know. That's just complete.
Well, that's the other thing too. That is like, okay, you're right in that they haven't punished for 2 years, right? So people feel like it's okay. And there are definitely a segment of people that put off piloting for a year and a half, and then are like, dude, they're not doing anything about it.
I'm
I'm
falling
behind. I have to do
Right.
it. Like, otherwise, I'm never going to be
I
able
want
to
to
buy.
stay in this field, and I can't keep up with the gear curve, right?
Right. So there's an element of that, which is why I think they started off with just the temp ban and the silver thing. But I think that that's like the warning shot, and from here
Right.
on out, like, yeah, bans probably are deserved.
My whole thing is like, can they detect it now? Because, like I said, I feel like they're going to double down on being able to be detected, and it's going to be too late by then.
Right.
But we'll see. I guess
It's gonna be
right?
harder to track now that
I
they've
think there's
sent the warning shot.
at the least over 200 people piloting, at least.
Yeah.
Probably more around the range of 400 easily over the past 3 years. To various extents. Obviously, some people do it for a week, some people do it for a couple days, go on vacation, whatever. But as to whether or not that can be tracked, that's going to be tough. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know that's the I know that was the reason that they thought it was safe to begin with.
Welcome to puberty, dude. No, it's one of those things where, like, when I stop and think, like, dude, I know like 4 people that have admitted to piloting to me, and I'm like,
we all do.
if I know 4, there are a lot of people, because there's a lot of people that won't talk about it at all.
you
They
run
keep
into
it
them as
completely to themselves. Yeah,
If
you
you're doing
run into your
endgame
friends.
spots, you run into them a lot.
You run into your friends like, hey, dude, what's going on? And then they type something like, spot mine now? Question mark. And you're like, Brian, what happened to you? Did you get hit on the head? Why are you talking like that?
Or you even have like the even weirder is when you have a guildie that's like, hey, come help me. Like I was fighting a war target. I had a guildie that was doing it. And I was fighting a war target next to him as his pilot is grinding for him. And I'm like, can you please come help me deal with this guy? But it wasn't him. It wasn't him behind the wheel. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Then you and the guy you were fighting to begin with ally up and kill your guildie.
Right.
All right. Kagri YPR links 244 says, I will try Lon a little bit more before I roll. I think I'll miss the strength of Archer, or the strength Archer had, but she seems more fun to play. I don't know what the video link is, but I'll check it out later.
Always.
Oh, were they guys talking about Archer?
He was asking whether he should play Archer or Lon.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly. And yeah, always, honest to God, it as like cheesy or whatever you want to call it as it sounds, literally just always play what you enjoy most, because you're going to be spending a lot of time just fucking grinding on that class. So if you don't enjoy that class, then you're going to be miserable, and you're just going to end up re-rolling or quitting the game.
Yeah. DG609 says, minus 26 bill for those caught piloting. That's a band-aid on a broken leg at this point. True. It was like, again, like a warning shot, I think was the sole purpose. Yeah. Lorth Cinder says, good thing you guys got a lot of channels. Sad, crying eyes. In SEA, only 11 channels more or less, and 2 taken out for seasonal servers. Sad face. So crowded. Normal server already crowded for Mirror and Star's End, and now seasonal channel like 10 or more people in the area. It's event hard to make 1k kills out of 5k for the weekly quest. Really sad.
Dude,
Yeah,
could you
you know
imagine
what?
only 2 season channels? Holy shit.
They should cut like half of the Olvia servers. and give it-
Dude, that's the thing. It's like they took Camo 1 through 4 and 2 Olvia channels. They should have taken 4 Olvia channels and taken Camo 4, and that's it. And even then, it's not even enough seasonal. So they probably should have just taken like 2 of the Camo channels and 5 of the Olvia channels. I don't know why
No.
we need 6 Olvia channels.
Hold on.
You
Hear
know,
me out.
really
Three.
good thing.
Hold on. Hear me out. 3 Olvia channels, like 2 Kama channels, and then just Cal 2, just for like the memes, like just specifically Cal 2, and just see how they react.
Just to fuck with them. Yeah, I know, right?
On.
Poor Cal 2 people did. Yeah, the seasonal thing, it's like, it's not enough. I mean, I'm sure in a month when the hype kind of dies down and there's fewer people or a lot of people are done, it'll be fine. But I don't know. I kind of hate them taking the Camo channels because it's already...
Players that just push 61 for the pass and now they're done. So it has gotten a little bit better recently.
Yeah, R9S says the suicide fall bug is easy. Go to settings, click remastered mode, grab. As soon as you grab, hit apply, and the shittier your computer, the longer they'll be bugged. LOL.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's that bug. Have you seen that, Brizz, where they like grab you and they're just spinning forever?
Dude, I have exit lag. Hashtag exit lag.
Exit
Grid.
lag.
Click your exit lag off and then bam, grab somebody. Ceiling.
Easy.
Go to the ceiling. I don't know how to.
Todd Thorson says, talks about BDO not being one-shot meta, also starts the episode showing a video with the Guardian one-shotting Frosty through block. And then he says, that planned mom episode sounds like fun. I mean, sure, mothers can be nagging sometimes, but so can Maywa's Kappa.
Ouch.
Or Nyash.
Wait, what? Say that
Hurts,
shit again?
man.
He said that planned mom episode sounds like fun. I'm sure mothers can be nagging sometimes, but so can Maywa's Kappa.
Oh my gosh, who is this kid? Fight
So-
me in real life.
Todd Thorson clarified to me that he was joking about the one-shot meta thing, but just for people that don't know that he's joking, that Guardian one-shotting me with his ult is not a meta thing. That is like, this needs immediately to be addressed, and
Yeah,
it is being addressed.
needs to be
It is
fixed.
interesting.
Yeah. So that was like, yeah, because last week on the podcast, I showed my friend and I were in Node War, and this Guardian, I literally am S blocking and he's R&B blocking. This Guardian ults us, and it breaks both of our blocks
Doesn't
and
take a
kills
lot
us.
of AP either. There's like 170 or 270 guardians
Well,
doing that.
Did you see? Did you see?
The Sasha clip?
fucking Sasha one?
Yeah.
Radio
That was
was like
disgusting.
500% BSR getting fed.
It was
Yeah,
actually
he just
disgusting.
ultied like 4 or
What a
5 times or some
showcase of
crazy
skill.
shit.
I like
Man.
that during that video he's saying they're so bad, look at them, and it's like, dude, there's nothing
No,
they
listen,
can do
Sasha,
to that.
Sasha was outplaying all those tards, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, at a certain
What a
point,
legend.
like after the first like 2 ultis, he was pretty open to be grabbed. But yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to tell
I mean,
whether he was actually felt that way or he was memeing. It's really hard to tell.
He's memeing.
um,
Sure.
the
He knows and realizes that shit's busted. There's no way.
Does he?
I mean, I was in Sasha's
He
guild. Like I don't.
He did
think
camp me
he's-
at Ackman when I was like, a baby gear score.
The Musassin
I
says
mean-
again, so like PA to ignore, or again, so like PA to ignore Musa Awakening or Musa in general, Keck W. Dude, Musas have Musas, man. Brizz, what class would you say that like has the most whiny community in your opinion?
Oh god.
Which wizard for sure. If they get touched in any manner at all, they get instantly buffed back up. You guys remember when their damage got messed up with their pets or whatever? It was awful. The forums were just covered in stuff.
Yeah.
Constant.
Dude, Mina still says to this day that the Voltaic pulse change was a nerf. He literally just said it the other day. He
Oh
was
my
like, he was like,
It's the same
'cause
players that think
he
fine.
was explaining the SA, like the protected combo you do when you dive on a Waking Witch to somebody else in guild, and he was like, yeah, it's not as good anymore since full take pulse got changed to be shorter, so that's kind of bad. But I was just like, oh my god, this victim complex that these witches have, bro, it's actually insane.
I mean, do you guys agree, or do you think there's another class of groups that is worse? I guess
We've recently had a surgence of Musas.
Yeah,
that,
for us recently, but I think I don't know. I think it's partly like in the value pack community and the people that watch. It just happens to be. I just keep hearing from Mooses complaining a lot, but like, and then you talk to Kyriem, who's like,
I guess you're talking about Shaky Bay a lot, right? So is his community really active in the podcast? So
I don't know, but then we talked to Kyriem, and he's like, yeah, we have issues, but like the reason why you can't buff this is because this would be too strong. If you do this, this would be too strong, and really you just got to get a Dawn Earring, and you do a lot more damage. And then every other moose is like, there's nothing we could do our accuracy modifier.
Archers are also pretty whiny. I think they're very like. There's very few left. I think Moose is kind of in the same boat, but also pretty whiny class.
Dude, I know I complain like a motherfucker whenever I don't kill somebody just by holding left click. I'm like, dude, I held left click. They should be dead. What the fuck?
I shifted and he didn't die. What is this game? Too tanky.
Yeah,
please nerf.
Dude. Nerf that class. That class is stupid. No, you know the one thing that I do complain about, and this is more probably just my internet than the class. But whenever I get a CC and I walk up to full bloom somebody, and then right as I use full bloom, they just move slightly on the ground so that I am not in max damage position. I'm like, motherfucker, dude! God damn it, dude! I get so annoyed when that happens.
I love when they're on their back and they teleport like 2 or 3 times. Have you ever seen that?
Not 2 or 3 times.
Now they're here.
No, just usually it's just like the second I hit full bloom, they'll just bloop, just teleport like 2 feet away. And now I'm too far to get the full damage of full bloom, which means they don't die, which means they just stand up and fucking grab me probably.
Yeah, nerf full bloom. It puts you
nerf full bloom, dude.
It's a really bad habit as an archer to do that. You're never going to be able to do that in any kind of group setting. So it's a really bad habit to get into when you're trying to combo somebody.
Yeah, dude, the amount of times that happens to me in Node War where like I'll get CC'd and I see Archer come up to start to full bloom, they get the first shot off and then they're CC'd. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, Rest, I was kind of I was lurking you playing your Archer in RBF when I hosted you that one time, and I've got some notes for you if you want them.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
I disclaimer, my stream title says Scuffed Archer for a reason.
He doesn't want them, but
I mean, I can help if you want it. I'm not gonna patronize you, but if you want it, I'm here for you, buddy.
All right, give me the TLDR so that I can see how bad they are, and then we'll go from there.
Never glissade. You never do it. Like I was watching you for the longest time, and you never DR. And you know what you're missing with that, right? Like the main thing is stamina regen and the attack speed add-on. You know it has an attack speed add-on on it, right?
Yeah.
And also that knockdown can really set you up for poking and everything else.
Yeah, trust. If you ever watch me stream 1v1s, you'll constantly find me dying because I'm like spamming Zephyr or Wind Strike, and then the second I die, I'll go, "Why didn't I glissade? Why did I not glissade?" Trust me, I know. I don't use it enough. It's a fucking horrendous habit that I have.
You'll find too that when you get really high AP, glissade actually starts to kill people.
Really?
Yep.
Because the damage doesn't seem that good to me, but
it is.
Interesting.
Rizzo doesn't have accuracy.
And you can also so I have
fuck off, kid.
Hey,
I have attack speed buff and then movement speed debuff too, so it's good for kiting too.
I don't know who told you.
And remember that's actually passive.
I don't know who told you 315 sheet is a lot, but that's not good on Bex.
It's not a lot, but it's enough when I'm also running Jin Vipers and 4 Hooms and fucking Elcars.
I assure you it is not. That is
It is enough for your average player. You cannot tell me it is not.
For like 301 DP, you mean? Yeah.
For like 301 to like 309, yeah. Okay. Anywhere in like that range, it's enough.
So against those people though, you're saying Glissade does not do damage? Or
I mean, it does. it does damage, but not like a lot. Not like a noticeably like, oh wow, that's a good chunk of damage. Just
Well, let's say
like
for
as
instance
much-
you're in a node war, right? And you've got them pinned in their base, and they have a lot of them have immunities. It's like one of the best abilities to just be constantly doing, just to poke for health bars, so you can tell which
right.
players can be bursted
All
while
right, so,
maintaining that add-on up all the time. Get that attack speed.
Anawari says the Dream of Doom combo, like Father, Son, Kamehameha. He's talking about in that same clip with the Guardian, the Dream of Doom like hit right after, but we were already dead.
Yeah.
Lord, this comment's gonna. Here we go. Lord Cinder says, I don't know if this will be read in the next podcast, and this is my second comment in this video. In my opinion, yeah, Guardian and Wiz are OP, but I think it's mostly in large-scale node war or some cases. The truly OP are the iframe classes in 1v1 and 1vx, because fighting a Ninja Kuno Sork in open world or BA is really hard. It's like you need to peel your eyes open and track every move, because they just blink here, blink there, vanish here, vanish there, while Wiz, Witch, and Guardian, I can see them casting their skills and can, I don't know, aim a little easier than iframe classes, catch them. But it's not impossible to win, it's just hard. But then again, that's my opinion. So the truly OP classes are Ninja, Kuno, and Sork, not Wiz and Guardian.
Fair. Yeah. Remember what we were talking about earlier? Comes right back, doesn't it?
I think that first of all, I don't think it's that easy to track a wizard currently anymore. It used to be.
Oh, they're all over the place.
They're
now.
all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
They're
all
literally
over the place.
fucking
And if they're good at
ridiculous
juking,
now.
They'll make you look one way and they're completely the other way, and then get you back attack, and you're on the ground now.
Yeah. Do they click to move to make them face a different direction than they
If you're
teleport?
Horsey, yes. Horsey's insane. But there is a very high skill cap to Succession Wizard now, I feel like.
Because like it happens every time when I'm trying to kill a wizard, where like they'll face away and then teleport, and I'm like, all right, they went that way, and then I look that way, or like I'll go ahead and start a freaking call to try and get a quick CC, and they are nowhere in sight. And I'm like, what? And then I get CC'd from behind. I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? And at first I thought it was like, oh, maybe they're just utilizing click to move, because I know you could do that with old teleport as well. But it's like every single wizard does it. I'm like, did every wizard just suddenly learn how to click to move? What is happening?
No, that's not necessarily click to move. Like when you start the animation, you put the staff into the air when you're teleporting. You can turn your camera any direction, and that's the way you will travel. So they can be facing one way, click the button, turn 180 the camera, and go a completely different way.
Yeah, I got to use the mini map in those situations.
But if you know how to click to move, you can go in like an L shape or like a U shape. It's kind of weird. Horsey does it really well.
I don't know, like I do understand like Ninja Kuno Sork are strong in 1v1, but like all of those classes can still be dealt with by most classes if the player is as good or better. So it's not like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's one of those things where like Wiz, Witch, like you just, or Wiz and Guardian, you just have to be those classes in large scale. Like everyone I see
here to learn to play issue.
Well, here's the funny thing about it, if you really think about it, because I know a lot of people that main Sork, Ninja, Kuno, Lon, that are really fucking good at their class, and when I see them in Node War and Siege, in Cho and Snake, they're all on Wizards.
You know Wizard is good when everybody in Cho is playing a Wizard. For the longest time, they were the skirmish heavy guild and still strong, right? Not anymore.
Yeah. All right. So the Musassin has 4 comments, and I'm just gonna break them all down like super easily. Reslar, the Musassin, can help you with your network stuff if you want. He's in the comments. He also got a shuriken piece from Grinding. Congrats. And he says to my comment about Musa accuracy, Musa suck is fine now. However, Awakening is shit. Employ you to look through the accuracy of Musa Awakening skills. I get that. Yeah. They need a little bit of accuracy, but
I have run into on the Musa Succession. I've run into a couple of Musa Succession that just destroyed me utterly.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a sleeper, isn't it?
Yeah. No, Musa Succession is very, very strong. It's really, really strong. I have a really. It's one of my worst matchups on Kuno. Like I have a really hard time against really good Musa suck.
They have like a 40% movement speed reduction thing. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, their backstab
Yeah,
slash.
dude, it's so annoying on Zerker too. Because you try to you get hit with that and you try to lava piercer, you're like, oh god, I'm a slug.
Queso81 says Guild Wars 2 was okay, but pinging / placing icons that you can change, i.e. smileys and stars, on targets only works with tab targeting. I don't know why that would. Why would that not work in non-tab targeting?
I just think
we have aim.
Question,
we have
aim
code
in this game.
Yeah, but just for like pings, I don't know. We definitely need a better pinging.
Is there anything that exists currently?
At the very least, you should be able to highlight a person in your guild so that you can be like, this guy's the shot caller.
Right.
So look at them, follow them, make it easy to see them so that they don't have to be constantly constantly on the fucking tilde key, spamming the shit out of it just to get people to go the right fucking directions. You know?
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I feel like the pinging is becoming more and more unreliable for most people. Like, they can't see the pings. Like, I feel like every node war, it's like, you're saying you're pinging, but there's no pings on my map. There's no pings in front of me. Like, I don't see any pings. And I don't know what the problem is with that, but it's like happening more and more.
A lot of times it's when they spam it too quickly.
They just need I don't know. Yeah, I should be able to highlight the shot caller with a ping that's just permanently up on him. Would be nice. Brizz.
I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather just evaporate the entire PA meta.
For sure. For sure. But I still think shot calling and pings would be important, right? Even without PA.
For heals
I think they would. If you removed PA, I think pings and shot calling would be more important because I think instead of having just one person tell everybody what to do, it would be much more like groups, more centered around groups, like a flex
individual play,
does. Yeah. I think it would be much more squad based if you got rid of PA instead of and then the head shot caller would be managing how to best utilize the squads that they have set up basically. Instead of just everybody who's a witch, everybody who's not a flex class, Sork, Ninja Kuno, Musumewa, which some of those aren't in Siege Guilds, you are flex, everybody else getting the fucking ball, we're PAing and diving.
Well, I have a hot take idea on this as well.
Let's hear.
How to balance the meta currently. So right now, it's Witch Wizard meta, arguably, inarguably.
Guardian.
Yeah, they have the damage, they have the utility, they have the PA, they've got everything in one class, right? Mm-hmm. What if they removed PA from Witch Wizard, and hear me out, and they gave them a cool damaging ability, and they removed the heal to only heal themselves, and then they gave it all to Shy, because Shies can't do damage.
Yeah.
Huh?
But also remove the Shy bubble.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. That's kind of what we talked about. I mean, we didn't go as far as they do.
Utility or damage. You can't have both in one package.
Right.
With Moreland on the podcast, we talked about removing the Shy bubble and then moving PA from Witch and Wizard onto Shy, and then just giving Witch and Wizard some other single defensive.
So much better.
Yeah, personal defensive spell in place of PA, basically.
Or you can even make PA like a guild skill, right? So the shot caller can pop it.
So
granted, you'd need to overhaul how to pop guild skills because it's AIDS. It's really hard to do it. Make it.
I just don't get why you can't hotbar them. That's literally all they need. You could fix guild skills in a second. Make them able to be put on the GM or the officer's hotbar. There, I just fixed guild skills for you. You're welcome.
Someone suggests, they say, have you guys, the random noob gamer SEA says, you guys play Division. When a teammate uses their ulti, the rest of the team ultis are locked until cooldown. BDO could do the same with PA. The problem, though, with that is that you'd still be able to just keep rotating PAs forever. So even though the whole team wouldn't have it, a bunch of people would have it. So it's still
another fix would be if someone gets PA, they have some type of glow or indicator.
Yes.
That they have.
Yes. Yeah. That annoys me that there's no a giant blue shield so we know.
You're already committed by the time you realize they have PA.
So many ults lost on PAs, dude.
I mean, unless you're Archer, because then you
That's
just
chat,
like throw out a
also.
left click, and then you're like, oh, nothing.
0H says, concerning the Musa damage problem, Kyrene 2 skills me with Rising Storm Blaze with 285 AP, but Lebu can't ever kill me standing up in Awakening with 290 plus. So there's that. In combo succession, also has a minus 12% evasion on Gale, just high pure damage, so that's not much to complain about. Feels like ninjas have a lot of iframe because they do. LOL. Rotate, Ghost Step, Ninja Step, Silent Charge, Beheading. If you're going to use Beheading as an iframe, 0, come on. Really. And Block Jump Linger together, they're pretty iframey. It's just that most people don't know Ninja's kit. Stuff like Concealment Oni, Shadow, Boss Ladder looks like iframes, so they think ninjas are always an iframe. They do have a lot of iframes. I was just pointing out, like, compared to Sork, it's like, the ninjas are totally catchable. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
agree with that.
Ninjas are super, super catchable comparatively.
If they come out of stealth and they start engaging, they have like maybe 2 or 3 skills that are protected, and then after that, they can be CC'd easily.
Ninjas and Kunos have this weird thing on their iframes called a cooldown.
Yeah, dude, that 1 second cooldown really limits them, like really super hard.
Main the class, you'll see. It's totally different than using Nightcrow that doesn't have a cooldown. Totally, totally different. And then with the Musa damage,
I really don't have a problem with iframes. I feel like that's also a learn to play issue.
Yeah. Also the cool, or I don't know. Kyrene also like deletes me on his Awakening too. So I'm not sure. I don't know who Lubu is, but when Kyreem's playing Awakening, I watched Kyrene actually delete my entire guild one time when 11 people were chasing him in a node war, and he's not super geared like other people.
Get wrecked, noob.
Yeah. We were all chasing him, and I was like, first of all, he's supposed to be out of stamina by now. Every Musa tells me they have no stamina. He's like running and just killing people one by one. But again, I don't say that to say that Musa...
He's also built with max.
I also don't say that to say that Musa doesn't need accuracy. I'm just pointing out that, like, there a lot of the times, this is more often than not when I run into, I've said this a bunch of times now, but whenever I run into a Musa that's like, I don't do any damage, evasion's too strong, blah, blah, blah. They are always running Libra gloves themselves and Offentet.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And tongue grad earrings or narcs. Yeah, narc earrings. I'm like,
I will never forget. I will never forget. I don't
not
remember
every Musa runs narcs. It's only like Go ahead.
I want to say it was someone in the Discord. They said that they were saying that DK is really weak because they had a DK friend and they were doing damage tests and they weren't doing any damage. And I was like, well, like that tells me nothing. What kind of gear do they have? And they're like, oh, they're like 90 something AP and like this amount of DP, whatever. And I'm like, okay, but that still really doesn't tell me a lot. Like, what kind of accuracy are we looking like? Like, are they using like Kazarka, Begs? And they were like, no, they're using Offen and Liebers, and I'm like, well, do they have Dons? No Dons. They got tongue grads. I'm like, well, yeah, there's your problem. It's not DK, my guy. Like that's just you being dumb or him being dumb. Whatever.
Yeah. I recently ran into a DK that was the first succession DK with over 280 AP that couldn't kill me. And then I saw their gear after, and they were running an Offen, they were running a Green Awakening weapon, and it was like a Tri-Green Awakening weapon. And I was like, dude, like no matter, like that, just every DK says like, oh, we can use Offen because we have high accuracy, but it's like, just don't. Just use Zarka. Just everybody just use Zarka. It's just better.
Zarka or Blackstar?
Or Blackstar,
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Queso81 says block jump. God NA I think might be decent English speaking Korean. Oh, BJ Godna I think might be a decent English speaking Korean, also a Musa. Because last week we were talking about it'd be cool to have a Korean player on.
Yeah.
Musassin also said you should bring Shaky again. I believe when you brought Shaky it was before Succession. Yeah, we had Kyrene on though recently to talk about Succession. So
yeah.
Someone anonymous says, big oof on that math, guys. Yeah, our math is so bad. Remember we said like 10% or whatever the fuck our percent. It was so bad. We mathed really, really horribly last week when talking about pilots. When we were talking like a percentage Oh my god, it was rough. Fortunately, BDO doesn't involve any numbers, calculations, or spreadsheets. It's true. First choice exterior cleaning says Reslar trying to talk through lag had me dying.
It had me
Yeah.
dying too, but not for the same reason that
Literally.
you were, probably.
Yeah. Well, I think I missed a comment, an important one. Did I skip over? Oh yeah. Skittles in I remember this because it just needed to be said. Skittles in Dudham says, "Can we pool money together to pay Resler's AC bill so I don't have to listen to his fan for an hour and a half every podcast?"
How
No.
are people able to hear it? Like, what the fuck?
It's if you listen back to the podcast every time he talks, it's just a
Unbelievable.
in the background.
No, that's
hard
that's
not
a
to
settings
hear.
issue on the recording,
You
then,
can just
wouldn't
sweat
it?
in silence.
It's coming
Reslar.
through his mic. I mean, I hear it right now. I hear every
don't
time he
hear
talks
it at all.
You choose not.
Legit
Do you
don't
have,
hear it at all.
Do you have music playing?
No, nothing's playing.
I don't know how you could not hear it. It's as loud as his voice.
I mean, you can listen.
We need
to my
a
stream
neutral
pod and just hear
party.
his
We
voice
need a
clearly.
neutral party. Brizz, do you hear it?
I actually don't, but then again, I'm listening to music at the same time, so.
Yeah, today it's a little bit quieter than last week, but it's still there.
That's because I
Yeah.
turned one fan off. There's only one fan going this week.
Hey.
Doesn't bother me, Reslar.
Karen Sky says, "So wait, if Frosty is on May, Rez is on Kuno, does that mean Nyashi's going to be a Zerker for seasonal?"
I wish,
No,
dude.
definitely not.
Let's go. Can we get like a full squad, please, of Zerkers? I'll make another Zerker season 2. Let's go, boys.
Someone replied, said, "Nah, Archer for Pew Pew," and it'll be Archer, yeah, because since Rez rolled Archer, dude, freaking traitor. Callahad
I think
says,
the dream from day one. Sorry.
"No, go ahead."
The dream from day one was having an entire guild filled with Zerkers. Like, you guys remember that KR guild in the videos? Oh, it looked like so much fun. They'd all queue buff at the same time, and it would just be a war zone, explosions all over the place. Anyways, go ahead.
And then they run their lava piercing away from the ball during the cooldown.
It would actually be a nightmare to fight.
Callahad says, "Ouch, showing my demise first thing. Haha." Yeah, because we showed Reslar you grabbing and flying with him in the air.
Yeah, that was yikes.
Ruben Rosales says, "Yeah, I used 4 billion silver bought outfits with it, hit full pen seasons gear in 3 days in NA." Look, there's a way to do it. Full pen, just buy some costumes to the marketplace. Tom Mahomey says, "About nerfs, iframes should just be removed on Guardian and replace it with SA. I mean, Guardian has more iframes than most classes. Then on Suck Wiz, will take pulls should only be on witches. What the fuck are they on Wiz in the first place? And also, why are most Suck classes out damages Awakening is because of the continuation of passes from pre-Awakening while Awakening has none." I mean, that's a part of it. It's definitely not the full reason. I mean, most classes have 5 more melee AP. Like Kuno's 5 more melee AP. I don't think that's why Kuno hits so hard. It's also the damage numbers, but it does help. Like, that's one thing when they do these awaken buffs that we're getting here. I'm like, man, that 5 extra melee AP and 5 crit hit percent would help a lot with skills like Moonlight and stuff that don't have 100% crit in pre-awakening. Oh well.
I feel like everybody has their ideas of how to balance the game, but I mean, if we had to please everybody, it'd be a nightmare.
The Awkward Ninja says, "I don't think there's anywhere close to 5k people playing for pilots, given how many concurrent players-ish that there is on the server, maybe closer to 2k. Maybe I'm just less jaded about it, whatever."
Do you think there's 2,000? That's a lot.
I don't think there's 2,000 at once. I think there may have been 2,000 total since
Over the last
start.
3 years? Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. I think
That might
today
be.
actively probably between 2 and 400. Like you said, I think that number makes the most sense.
Yeah. Only the cow knows, or do they?
Poop King says, "This podcast is getting so long. They're narrating gameplay without actual discussion about content topics for periods of time. Podcast getting shittier?"
Mark?
Definitely.
Yeah,
100%. It
I've been
really
looking
started.
at-
It really started going downhill whenever we brought
Level of
Nyashi on.
Yeah. It's
I only
basically
got 20 viewer Andy Brizz on as a guest now. Oh my god, lol.
yeah. Also, I skipped earlier, but Brizz commented last week. Said, great podcast as always, boys. Smiley face. It would be cool to have a segment where you looked over various player suggestions to help bring attention to them. I made one that would eliminate the need to swap between characters while enhancing, called the Black Spirit Spellbook. Let me know what you think. And he linked an image of him Q buffing in a Node War. He says, I love the content. Keep it up. I need these kind of things to listen to while I maintain, or to grind while to maintain sanity. That's not actually what he linked. He linked. Was that before we saw the global notes? You put that comment?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
that's
either predicting something
creepy.
or they're paying attention to me, man.
That's actually
We're
super
doing it,
creepy.
boys.
Yeah, that's really, really creepy.
I'm secretly a dev.
Yeah, dude. Maximum effort
There's an inside
says.
joke.
I said maximum. Maximum effort says Ninja's Flow Mock Explosion, which is a flow of Drastic Measure, has a longer cooldown. That's Awakening. Drastic Measure 10, Mock Explosion CD 17. Yes, there's a lot of skills like that. The thing we're saying is that the flow for leg drop is one of the few, if not the only. I think there might be others. I forget. We talked about it last week that the cooldown just directly buffs the damage of the singular skill. Mock Explosion is a separate animation after Drastic Measure. So it's a little bit different. Elena Maria says, every time Frosty says Tavula, a little piece of me dies. I do need to apologize for that. It's Tuvala. It's Tuvala
Yeah, I was
here.
saying it wrong for a long time too.
I just didn't even read it. I just didn't care. I think I heard Tavula once or something and just said it like that forever. But yeah, it's Tuvala gear.
You get it right or you quit the game. Okay.
Yeah. And someone earlier mentioned, because you said Cycrea, like the many different ways people say Cycrea. I say Cycrea. Some people say Cycrea. Some people say Cycrea.
Yeah, you did say it a little different.
I think know which way it is.
We will never know. I mean, Tariff is Tarif, so there's no way to actually know. It could, yeah. Cycrea, it could be. You never know. Who knows? Underwater. There you go. Underwater is the best way.
Underwater fishes.
Vesemir says, I'd love so many of the things from Guild Wars 2, large scale and BDO. It feels so much more coordinated when you're Zerg busting 15 versus 80 in Guild Wars 2 compared to anything in BDO's group PvP. I don't know. I mean, BDO's group PvP generally is pretty organized at the high end. But it's not overly complex, but it's organized usually. But I don't know. Maybe Guild Wars is more organized. Daniel Bichetti says, Rezlar, have you tried using your phone like a modem instead? Where I live, my phone is actually faster than my internet. Edit also invite Laven if you didn't already. Never mind, even if you did, please.
Invite Laven.
Yeah, we had Laven on.
That would be a feels bad if I had to use my phone.
Yeah, Laven was a little while ago, right?
Dude,
he was an early guess.
This used to happen to me actually back in the day when I was playing StarCraft all the time. My internet would cut out and I would just tether to my phone, and it actually was totally fine. The latency and the download speed was just as good. Like with 4G or LTE, it's actually like decent. Kenichi Sai says, I just heard Mixer dead, lol. Yeah, that was fast.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Rip.
That was really fast.
Fucking people like Ninja made out like bandits, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I read that he got. Huh?
I think it was 10 mil. I think, wasn't it? 20?
No, I read way more than that. Or
really?
Do you mean whenever he got signed or whenever he got bought out?
He cashed out, yeah, when he cashed out.
Yeah. So what I read is he got signed, like he got exclusively signed for like 60 million or some shit. Woo! And then to buy out his contract was another like 10. So the dude made like $70 million just for streaming on a shitty platform for how long? Fucking like 8 months?
Isn't that wild how much gamers are worth at the top end? That's insane.
It's fucking nuts, yeah.
Personally, I think Shroud should cost more than Ninja. That's just me, though.
That's crazy, dude.
I
But
guess
now,
I'd never played Drake.
so technically, I mean, I know Mixer isn't around anymore, so they are dead. But technically, they merged with Facebook Gaming, and so a lot of the people that streamed on Mixer are gonna do like Facebook now, which apparently is already like fairly big and has a couple of good names on there.
Streaming.
Well, I think Shroud
I don't even know.
didn't both Shroud and Ninja reject Facebook's offer to keep them signed.
They
Pretty
did,
sure they
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Also, Mixer's staying around until September. It's not actually closed till September. But yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Dude, that is the
They put 'em in 2 weeks
fastest
notice.
that a company that big that invested that much bailed, I feel like, on I don't know. Like, even remember when Microsoft was
Wasn't
doing
it Microsoft? Right?
Yeah, Microsoft. Remember when they were doing Windows Phone? Even that shit lasted a bunch of years. Like, I don't know. That's great. It just seems so quick. Mixer is so new.
It just goes to show that you can't just like create a new like platform just by slapping money at it. Like, no, I don't know. There has to be something to bring people to your platform. Like, why would I
Yeah.
go to Mixer when I have Twitch? Why would I go to Mixer when I could do Facebook gaming? Like, what makes Mixer special? I can't think of a single reason why I would go to Mixer over anything else, especially Twitch, which is like the
Has to be,
OG, right?
Well, that was the point. I think that was the point of paying Shroud and Ninja, right? To bring people over.
Right. But that's, I don't know. That's such, again, like, that's really just throwing money at it and expecting, like, oh, if we just get exclusive, like, streaming rights to these big name people, like, I don't watch Ninja. I don't watch Shroud. I watch the fucking, like, BDO people and occasionally League of Legends people. Like, usually that have 100 viewers or less. Like, why? So,
Right.
what make me want to go visit Mixer? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Facebook did the same thing, but theirs is working, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
but they already have like a big, like, Facebook is already a thing, right? So it's more like an add-on rather than like a, hey,
But-
here's this whole new thing.
But it wasn't. Like, Facebook's is also still relatively new.
Facebook?
I mean, Facebook's gaming, like, streaming service?
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying Facebook is already a thing. Like, it is already a set up, well-established, like, it exists. So Facebook gaming is more like an add-on rather than an entirely new thing like Mixer.
I guess, but like Microsoft has a bunch of online services too. Like Facebook's not really related to online gaming in any way. I guess Farmville. Maybe it's the Farmville community over there streaming.
But like my point is that like a bunch of people already have Facebook accounts. A bunch of people already use Facebook
That's
every
true.
day. Like that's what I'm saying. Nobody was using Mixer every day and then was like, "Oh wait, Shroud's on here? Oh, let me check it out real quick." People were already checking Facebook like every single day, and then one day they saw that, "Oh, they're streaming on fucking Facebook now. Oh, let me check this out, I guess." That's why that's successful and Mixer isn't, I think, honestly.
I guess. I mean, you know, people use Bing though, dude.
People do use Bing, that is true.
I got lost here. Max Punch says, "Wow, Americans and math. So that happens if you measure in inches, foots, yards, and stones. Omega lol. At least we have our spelling and grammar right. All right, Max Punch. Goddamn.
Ouch, dude.
Inches, foots.
Wait, Frosty.
Yeah?
Where is this platform that you stand on for Vell? I have brought my alt here.
It's
You say that there's a shipwreck thing that you stand on?
it's like
or
right
something?
near where you die. So just be in Vell's realm, die once, and then when you respawn, you'll see like the debris.
So you just spawn like node, and you'll just spawn there?
Yeah, safe zone or whatever, nearest safe zone.
Safe zone? Okay, got it. Thank you.
No problem, dude. Speaking of which, let me get into a Vell plat real quick. Let me get into a Vell plat.
We got 5 minutes, boys.
Let's go. Dude, I hope I get a Vell's Heart right now. This would be such a nice boost. Oh my god.
Right?
Dude, Brizz, I've been saving up for fucking Ogre Ring, and it's terrible, man. Fucking
You trying to go for
terrible.
that pen ogre, huh?
Pen ogre?
Yeah. I'm at 40.
And more people are getting those.
I'm at 44 bill, dude. It's taking so long.
Nothing will motivate you to grind by being close.
Yeah, I know, right? Once I'm at like 50, I don't know, 55 or 60 bill, I'm probably gonna go so fucking hard. It's gonna be bad, unhealthily.
Mhm. Don't be like my Gillies though and start cannibalizing your gear.
Hey, I think Alki's strategy wasn't bad, just selling the pen to Andy. I don't think that's that bad. If you
Yeah, but you're paying money in taxes just because you're impatient. You know
But
what I
the
mean?
thing is, though, is like the ogre ring might not be listed for months. Like right now, there's four orders on
There's
max.
no, it's gonna be fine.
You think so?
Once you get the money, it'll be fine.
I hope so.
People think they're
Fingers
gonna
crossed.
miss their opportunity. Like there's gonna be no more pen necklaces ever again. It's just not true.
I'm gonna buy a pen syrup neck. If I'm gonna cave and buy a pen syrup's neck.
I mean, it's your money. You can do whatever you want.
Wait, how much AP does a pin syrup snack even give?
28, dude.
That's a real meta.
28 AP and it has more accuracy than
And
Untitled
Mencho.
Right.
Wait, does it actually?
It has 2 less AP than a Ted Ogre and 4 more accuracy.
24.
Okay.
It has the same accuracy at pin.
Yeah, Zogre, yeah, but it has more accuracy than Ted Ogre. It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Sick fat upgrade. Mooses probably should be wearing pen syrups.
Syrups being a yellow accessory is very strange to me.
Yeah, these days, right? I mean, back in the day it made sense, but now it's like, I mean, I don't know. It does not have a place in the game anymore now, I feel like. There's a few items that kind of feel like that. Like, I feel like tongue grad earring is more and more becoming
Almost every blue?
Well, yeah, almost. Well, the blues at least, like, you can get them really quick and cheap, right? And a lot of them, like, the Mark of Shadows and Witch's earrings, like, melt for shit. But, like, tongue grad earring? I don't even know what's the point of it. It's, like, such a weird place in the game now. Okay, so, Daz says, I imagine when anyone says one-shot meta, they mean the fact that almost all the time, unless you have significant DR evasion advantage, getting CC'd means guaranteed death without you being able to do anything about it. As you guys said, addressing that would mean touching a lot of other relevant mechanics, recovery being the biggest, but for non-veteran players who are used to more traditional back-and-forth style fighting, this feels cheap and frustrating. Yeah. And then you play the game for a while, and then the other way feels cheap and frustrating. Being locked into a combo for 7 minutes while someone only brings you to half health is also frustrating.
Yeah, that's the other side of it, right? I think it would go a long way to uncap the DR soft cap, or a little bit more viable.
Bad pants.
Brandon Tisdale says, tell your internet company to come out and boost the signal to the box on the side of your house or wherever your Wi-Fi box is located on your home.
They don't care.
Yeah. Stop being lazy, Rez.
Dude, do you know the amount of times I've called these people out here and they go, oh, there's your problem. It's, whatever. I'm like, oh, good. So it's finally fixed.
Thanks.
And then it is not fixed.
Yeah. That's the terrible thing about those companies. I hate that shit. Talented Sniping says Guardian doesn't need a buff, it needs balance, so it's not OP damage, but also not ass in 1v1 against any fast class with a grab. I don't think it's that bad in 1v1 against fast class. I think it's hard. It can be hard, but I don't think it's actually that bad. I think some of the matchups are really, really rough. But even then, like, I think they're... I don't know, I fought some Guardians that are actually really good at their class. That 3-second iframe that stiffens, pretty good against fast classes. Triple X Harambe says, Seasons, smiley face, 500 gear score tamer looking for smoke. Somehow managed to one-tap a Tet Bassi pen to Vala ring, no crons today. 1 week of Seasons and now I'm up 6 bill. I don't know what to even do with the money, lol, since I kind of have Tavala gear I'm enhancing and doubt spending my silver or on upgrading my gear. Season Char can't use is a good idea.
Yeah, 6 bill, jeez.
Yeah, what are your guys' season characters looking like? I'm 570 console witch and have shit gear on PC, so Seasons was a good opportunity to gear up my PC after my Ted Ogre on a 37. Oh god. Dude, this guy's carried as fuck.
Ted Ogre on a 37?
Apparently.
What the fuck?
And he says TLDR buff witch nerf everything else. And also Nayashe should roll Zerker for season so we can experience each other's problems.
Ooh.
Well, they won't experience any of the problems until they go to Node War, actually like spend time PvPing. Because right now, Rezlar's still complaining about how Kuno's OP, but he hasn't spent a significant amount of time dueling yet to find where the problems lie.
What do you mean? I fucking fought Bear in a Kuno v Kuno. That's all I need, right?
Oh yeah, you did, dude. That was epic. That was Battle of the God. Bear always says he hit the Kuno skill cap. Up. My boat landed me in the water, and I'm dead. And the other person on here is about to die too. I was killed by Vell. Oh, look at that. We are just doing play-by-play on our fucking gameplay. This podcast is trash. Ash McLeod says, you know how PA can make lots of money? Give me my swimsuit for Guardian. Seriously, what the fuck? Stacked Amazonians running around. How the hell is that not an outfit already? PA, take my money. Rock throwers for life.
They don't have swimsuits? Really?
I don't think they can swim. Tim,
Now I need to check, because
Very
I'm actually kind of in disbelief. They actually not have any? I'll be damned. They don't have any.
Are we talking fish costume or swimsuits?
Swimsuits.
Oh,
like
asking
the,
the
like
real
the
question.
bathing suit, yeah. Tim says,
I guess they're going to come out with it during like a summer event or something.
Tim says season is cool except for the extreme overcrowding and being forced to do the main story quest again, which are so fucking long and boring. They are pretty boring.
I have a
but-
take on this.
All right, what is it? Let's go.
I went on a tangent about this yesterday. As seasons are mainly for new players, we can agree on that, right?
Yep.
There's so much free stuff attached to the main storyline. Essentially, when you can't buy gear on the marketplace, especially, like you get your armor, you get all of those new accessories, which by the way are insanely good. They're like better than the pen Tavula, so they're great backups for making the pen Tavula. And if you don't guide new players in some form, then they'll be lost and they won't know how to get gear, and they'll ultimately just quit, right? So it's kind of a hindrance to people that have done it a million times, yeah. But at the same time, does it take that long? It takes like a couple hours maybe, and you don't have to do it, right? You could just skip out on all the rewards and let me do it, and I'll get all the rewards and not complain so much. That's my
Yeah.
take, anyways.
That's the thing. It's like free shit, and if you're a veteran player, you have the option to just not do it and just go grind on your main, you know?
Did anybody here watch? Do you guys remember when King Goth the Lion played BDO for a couple weeks? Bigger streamer. I remember when he played, and he actually took his time and actually read quests and played the game like you should when you first experience it. And it was really fascinating to watch him play because it looked like a lot of fun doing the main storyline. And I think we're a little bit jaded as veteran players to that idea that maybe people actually do enjoy the main storyline.
Yeah.
Because it's fresh and it's their first experience with the combat and everything else that BDO has to offer, right? I don't know. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, we skip through and press R, so then we hate it forever. And
Yeah, we just spam R and we hate it with auto pathing most of the time.
yeah,
It's like the people that are like, oh, this has no story. I hate that there's no lore. And then like, have you read it? No, I pressed R. Well, how do you know?
yeah.
You gotta force people to watch cutscenes and do voice acting, I guess, for any game to have a storyline.
They actually added a ton of cutscenes now, though.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it.
Dude, that Zarka one, that was my first time seeing that one. I actually watched the whole thing. I was like, it reminded me of a Diablo 2 cutscene. Murder Kind says, I remember bitching about Dark Knight super often when I played it. Rolled off to Archer. Months later, Succession DK came out, and I loved it up until I realized I was playing a worse version of any other assassin class. I was grinding less trash, worse in duels, and worse in flex positions. I think the spec is better than Awakening, but I don't think it is a good spot overall as far as meta goes. It shits on evasion though. Moose is complaining, and then he also adds, Moose is complaining, I feel like Moose's suck is strong in the same way DK suck is, but you guys get to pop traps. Nerf Guardian, Wiz Suck, Sork, Mewa, and Ninja. Now, I could not disagree with the Dark Knight statement at all. Dark Knight, Succession, now in a Node War situation as a flex, yeah, 100%, you're right. Like, the assassin classes are better. But in duels and grinding trash, what? No. DK is so good. What? DK Succession is so good in duels. Like, you have a couple of bad matchups, but like a good DK can beat a good of any other class if they know how to play. I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, that's like, you just got to get used to playing the class, dude. Like, I don't know. I spent a lot of time talking to a bunch of different DKs, Q and J Step, and like, you're the only one who thinks it's just a shittier assassin. Dead says, I'm still waiting for Kuno Awakening buffs. On the current situation, it's pretty bad. Some skills do no damage and some are useless, like Saw Spree and Chain Crash. You get stuck in some animation like parts of Spin and the entire Lunatic, which is pretty dumb. Dance having a huge gap. There's just no reason to choose Awakening over Suck because Suck has so much more damage and the kit's way superior. Yeah, Kuno is like the, they did not get the, hey, pick and choose which style you prefer treatment at all. You basically have to do one almost exclusively. It's weird. And that is the last comment. So that'll do it. Before we go on, Brizz, what are your thoughts on DK Succession?
DK Succession. Fighting DKs, their engagement is like insane. Like, the range is very, very long and fast. It's hard to react to them. And I feel like, I don't know, is there any other catches besides that? Because I feel like if you avoid that, then it's not too bad. Their mobility is insane. Like, if they want to run away from you, you're not catching a DK.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, but I don't know. I don't fight that many of them to really have a good opinion. I don't think.
Yeah. They I mean, they do. They have a lot of, I mean, I guess like movement engaged, you mean? Do they have a lot of those? No.
Yeah, I mean,
really.
if you fight good Succession DKs, they know how to disengage and never be caught again. They're pretty nuts.
I did not get a Vell's Heart, by the way. This game sucks.
It sounds about right.
God damn it, dude. Son of a bitch.
That's how I act when I log in. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't get a 10 bill item, so fucking done with this game,
Yeah, it's just terrible.
This is why Elion's gonna kill BDL.
Dude, did you guys see that Lazy Peon worst MMO ever video? You guys all need to watch.
Which talking about BDO?
No. It's worst ever. It's worst ever MMO, and it's like this pay to win like bullshit game. That's an MMO. Looks like a mobile game. It's so fucking funny, dude. Like, I was actually like, my eyes were
Arcade
watering.
Unchained?
No, it was a dude. It was just so funny when you're watching it. It had like, it literally auto plays your movement just like a mobile game, and it has you fucking running. Like, you get these rewards and pop-ups, and it's happening so fucking fast. There's like this part where he gets a mount, and it says like, unlock new rewards for getting this mount, and he's like trying to click it, but other pop-ups are coming up so fast that he can't even click it in time, and it closes out, and you see him just get frustrated. Dude, it's so fucking funny, man. I was just dying
hilarious.
laughing. He's like, I can't even click these fast enough. And it was like, it's popping up so much shit, dude. It like literally looks like a fucking virus site. It's so funny.
Out of curiosity, did you watch the footage that came out from New World? There's like 10 minutes of just like raw gameplay, basically.
Yeah,
that came out.
I did.
Because you aren't you don't think that looks good.
Yeah, I watched
that's what you thought before. What do you think now?
That looks better than what I've seen so far, but still not good. If that makes sense.
What about you, Brizz? Have you been keeping up?
Absolutely abysmal. I think I'm gonna be
It's
forever
abysmal.
jaded because I played BDO.
Dude,
I say what I want about
Yeah, I
this
can see
game,
that.
but the combat in BDO is fluid and it's nice to look at. And I'm completely biased now. I don't know if I can enjoy any other game now.
Well, I think the term that they like to use is Dark Souls inspired, is what devs like to use now for action combat that is more like slow.
I don't even think it's as good as Dark Souls combat though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's
similar-
what it
like, it
seems.
needs
That's like
to.
the new trend. Anytime it's like action combat that's like kind of like slower, it's always deemed like,
Right.
oh, it's like Dark Souls.
Like I've said, I
Everyone
want
here's
to like
in
it.
with better games.
I think there's nothing more fun than playing a brand new MMO where you're actually having a really good time and it's your first playthrough. So I want it to be good. But yeah, that when I watched that, I was like, it just feels so, I don't know, like incomplete. And like Brizz is saying, like there's it's not just like BDO's action combat, it's also the movement. Like the movement is such a big thing, dude. Like classes in BDO move so quickly. And you just feel
Yeah,
so
it looks
free.
very funky.
I know, there it just looks like you're kind of running in a circle really slowly and it looks like the Papu and Otter place, really.
Oh no!
Yeah, it looks like the whole world is Papu Island in New World.
What a great addition to BDO.
Oh no.
Yeah, I almost feel, dude, they should have called it like Papu and what is it called right now? Papu and Crimea, New World. They should have called it like something New World. Like just throw it in there, you know, just to like hint as like, listen, if you guys leave BDO to play New World, this is what you're going to be getting. It's going to be a Papu with a helmet and a stick, slowly circling around a crab and hitting him in the butt.
Jesus Christ.
Why do you think it looks awesome? No, with the new, or good, or better, or what? Like I said, it looks better in that demo. That was it something gold. I don't think it.
I don't think it looks amazing, but I don't think it looks as bad as people think it or say it does. I think people are just used to Black Desert Online, very fast, very mobile, very like fights are supposed to end in like fucking 0.25 seconds type of combat. And I think that the idea of playing something that is slower, where instead of zooping around, you have to like walk up to somebody, and instead of fucking like instantly teleporting behind them, Shinderu the fuck out of them, you have to like guard and block and things like that. I think that a lot of BDO players just aren't interested in that. That being said, I'm not like super hyped for the game. There are a lot of red flags about the game that aren't related to like the combat, to me anyway. There's the fact that whenever it was originally conceived, it wasn't an MMO. That's a concern. There's the fact that there originally was open world PvP. Now there is no open world PvP. That is a concern. So I think there are a lot more things to criticize the game for than it's slow.
All right,
which seems to be the main complaint, not necessarily from you guys, but just from what I've heard in general.
Let me ask you this: have you seen the more recent, like semi-recent, Ashes of Creation footage, where they like
I
went
saw
and did the
them
little
a couple
dungeon?
months back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there was a couple where they did the little dungeon, and then there was a couple where they did like they were like outside near this town or whatever. People were playing the alpha, and I guess they removed the NDA, so people were posting videos. Like that game is significantly slower than BDO, like way slower, but that combat still looks pretty fun. Whereas like something about New World, I don't know what it is. It seems like it's all just melee, like sword clanking. That maybe is the problem, but like...
Well, because Ashes of Creation in that gameplay, and like that was actually a complaint that a lot of people had, which they said that they were going to work on it, but is that the animations are like enormous and like really flashy. A lot of people said too flashy, which I think I agree. It was really hard to see what the fuck was happening. But they said that they were going to like work on making it more like not eye cancer. Basically.
There's a lot of room for improvement,
but
right?
it looks
I am
way
much more hopeful.
fluid in Ashes of Creation. As even though I don't think it looks as good as BDO, it still looks way more fun to play that game than New World.
Yeah.
Now
I'll play it and just to see what it's like, you know, because there could be content aside from the combat that's good, right? We don't know yet.
Right. I am much more hopeful than for Ashes of Creation than New World. I think right now, in terms of hopeful MMO projects that I give a shit about, it's like Elion, Ashes of Creation, Blue Protocol, New World.
Yeah, Amora points out Project Barbecue, which also looks fucking cool. I don't know if there's been any news on it recently, but it looks like Blue Protocol but with PvP, like a better version of Blue Protocol. I think that game looks cool as fuck too. I don't know, New World, like the actual world looks cool though. It reminds me very much of like Diablo in like a third person type thing. Like it's like kind of these creepy chapels and graveyards and stuff, which I think is cool. I don't know. Doesn't it look like the dude's fighting Muskin, but with a Papu?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I'm interested to see what they come out with, but there are definitely like a lot of concerns that I have about the game for sure. That's why originally I pre-ordered it, and then whenever I started like reading up on it more, I was like, I'm just gonna refund this real quick.
Oof.
Yeah. Luckily, because of the way MMOs
That's a
work,
feels bad.
because of the way MMO development works, none of these games will ever actually be released, so we don't have to even make the decision.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What was it? Lazy Peon was saying in his video that he's looking forward to New World, but he's been playing the alpha. He can't say much about it, but what he can say is he will be very surprised or very shocked if it releases in August like it's supposed to.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing that I heard is that like from people who had played tested it early, is they were like, yeah, like even before the original pushback that they blamed on coronavirus, I remember people were like, this isn't going to come out in time. Like, this is not going to come out when they say it is.
Yeah.
If I learned anything from Lazy Peon, it's that you shouldn't trust a YouTuber's judgment 100%. Take it with a grain of salt and experience it for yourself.
For sure.
He had a lot of positive things to say about BDO, but then he had a lot of negative things when things didn't go his way. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, definitely. He also was, Arcade was his favorite game, and now he hates it.
Yeah, it's like, can you decide?
I mean, you can like a game and then hate it.
I know, but
That's
nothing
true.
really changed in Arcade.
League of Legends was my absolute favorite game for like 6 years. Now it's like I despise it. Like,
All right. But the
I
difference
hate
in
the
that
shit out of it.
example is it wasn't just 2 months.
I mean, no, but League of Legends has a lot more replayability than Arcade. I mean, even you guys don't play it anymore, and you guys aren't like, I hate Arcade, but there's nothing to do in Arcade, according to you guys.
I'm main Arcade. I just haven't started my character
Shut
yet.
the fuck up, kid.
What? I'm going to main it.
You
Dude.
guys
They're gonna do a season reset or a new server, like a new fresh server, and that's gonna be my out of BDO.
Oh, dude. Arcade Unchained?
Yeah, well,
they re-released it again.
yeah, it's Arcade Unchained Reforged.
Oh,
Is it really?
fucking God.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't
Arcade
be
Unchained,
surprised.
Arcade Unchained squared.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be it for this podcast. Brizz, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you at?
I pretty much stream exclusively. People ask me to do YouTubes, but I'm just too terrible of an editor. But I'm at twitch.tv/BrizzTV. And I really had a blast, you guys.
Oh yeah.
I want to know what's the application process to be here every week, because I'm always here gaming.
Just
So
first attempt with
I don't know.
Nayashi.
I don't want to be presumptuous and assume that you like me. or anything,
You say
but-
first attempt,
Yeah,
me.
we're just doing a public first attempt with Nayashi to replace him. That works.
Damn.
Oh,
Easy.
yes. So do we have to
Easy.
duel or?
Yeah, dude, a duel in BA.
It's a duel for spot, basically.
Exactly.
You know?
That
I'm
third
in.
slot.
Dual first spot.
You guys are my people. I can feel it.
So
I
if you
didn't
want to
interrupt
check out, if you guys want to check out
Sadly.
Brizz and his antics, you can find a link to his Twitch in the description of the video. Thank you so much again for hanging out with us. The way we got Brizz, by the way, I just really quickly want to mention, he just hosted me out of nowhere one day, and then I basically was just like, "Hey, Brizz, you want to come on the podcast?" He's like, Hell yeah, and that's how this happened. So if you want a chance to be invited onto the podcast, host me. I think that's the moral of the story.
What Resler doesn't realize is that now I'm going to be here every week. Just kidding. I don't know if you guys know
do we wanna announce next week's guest right now?
Yes, I say we do it, and then we'll put up the guest questions thing as well too. So whenever we have a guest on, if we know ahead of time or way ahead of time, like the week before, then we'll do a guest question segment. But yeah, next week we're gonna have a shot caller extraordinaire Norelio on.
Hell yeah.
So if you don't know Norelio, he shot calls for Snake and Filter, and used to be the main shot caller in Vixens back when we were rivals with them, Reslar, if you remember those days.
I do.
Fuck that guild.
So,
Vixens.
If you guys are interested in asking Norelio questions that we can ask him on the podcast and have him answer, you got to make sure you join the Discord. We're going to be opening up the guest questions channel. Actually, I don't think I ever closed it after last time. I think it's still open. So we're going to be posting in there, and then you can ask your questions, and then we will ask Norelio those questions live on the podcast. Also, do we want to do a community night this week?
We should do one for EU, yeah.
So I was thinking, because it's 4th of July, I know Nyashi might not be able to make this because he has work, but me and you could make it, Frosty, as long as you have nothing to do.
Wait, what time?
Friday at noon my time.
Oh, that might be rough.
Yeah, because I know you got like work and stuff. But the reason I was thinking it is because I think that's a good time to do it, but then if it goes late on Saturday, then we're pushing their siege, so that means people who are sieging in EU aren't able to come. And then I guess we could do it Sunday, and that would be fine. But I know, like, you guys Node War on Sundays, right, Frosty?
Do we? No, we don't. My guild doesn't. No.
Oh, I thought you did. Well, okay, so we can either do it Friday or Sunday. When do you want to do it?
I'm fine with whatever, dude.
If we do it Sunday, could you come, Nyashi?
Well, Sunday, are we doing like after the value pack or?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Fuck.
I mean, is that too much? Is that too much for one day?
I don't know, maybe because the after hours
might be.
Show.
Just depends.
Okay, so maybe we just do it Friday then. So Friday at noon, my time, 10 a.m. Frosty's time, somewhere in that time frame, we're going to be doing a community night. Make sure you join the Discord. It's going to be for our EU people. Nash, he will make it if he can, but he actually works. He has a life.
You know what we could do, Nash? We could have you hop in. You just invoice even if you're not there. Just pop in at some point. Take like a few minutes, come and say hi to the people that are in Discord.
Yeah, I could see if I could do that.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to hang out with us in community night, and if you want to ask Norelio questions, make sure you join the Discord. There is a link in the description of the YouTube video and SoundCloud and all that stuff. It should be there somewhere. So make sure you join that. Is that everything? I think I covered everything. Did I cover everything?
I think so.
I think that's everything, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys. Go ahead.
Berserker when?
Somebody asked me the other day on stream if I was going to roll back to Zerker, and basically the answer is maybe once I start getting DP.
Ooh.
No, wait till you get better internet.
Damn.
Maybe once I get better DP, then I'll re-roll back, but right now DP is not the way I want to go, and thus Zerker is not the class I want to play, and that's how I feel about it. So, that's basically that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check out everybody's streams. Everybody's links to their streams will be in the description down below. Both myself, Nyashi, Frosty, and Brizz. You can find it all down there. And yeah, guys, we will catch you in the next episode. Later.